Hello. Man, does it feel like we haven't been on here in like
I know.
months?
It feels like at least a month.
It's only been a week. What do
Has
you
it?
think's going on? Something's not right.
I think the flux capacitor is being weird.
I think it's something to do with the CERN. I'm very concerned about it. Concerned. Do you like that? How's everything going? Good?
Sick.
Bad?
I'm always sick.
No, you're not. Not always. Just a lot of times. Well,
Lost hearing in my right eye last weekend.
that's messed up. I screwed up real bad.
Oh,
Well, I took the camera home to use it for some other projects. And
is that why I look so good? You can't see me in high def?
yeah, now we're all blurry. Technically, it is high def, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it's a crappy webcam instead of a.
Oh, this was when you were a web girl, right?
Yeah, this is my old webcam, web girl setup when I used to wear my wigs and dance around.
And now you just wear your wigs.
Yeah. Jamie said it looks pretty good. I
I
can't
like
tell,
it
though.
too. I like it better than the other one.
Oh man, that soursop's pretty good. By Umix. It's good stuff. I didn't know.
Oh, shit. Lyric in the house.
Lyric's gonna be like, what the hell's going on with that shitty soft focus camera? She's probably already getting ready to tune out. So what's up? How's your week been? Anything good happened? Or bad?
Sold my ruckus.
Oh, cool. Lyric can agree that your faces look good with this camera. It's too soft. There's not enough high definition. Carlos is like slightly out of focus.
I like it. I like it a lot. It looks like an 80s horror movie.
You shot badly on cheap equipment.
What do you think, Lyric?
I feel like Jamie is. Did you spread? See, I told you. No. I actually cleaned the heck out of the lens. Look, it looks like I'm glowing. It's just not a great
Perspiration.
not a great camera. This is the camera, actually, it's the C920. It's what most streamers use that are streaming video games and stuff, but I'm just used to using the mirrorless.
You miss Lyric. You said spread Vaseline over his lenses. I think you misspelled cheeks when he was a cam girl.
I mean, this camera did get a lot of stuff on the lens back in the day.
Yeah, got it. Still got it.
So what are we talking about this week? Some horror movies?
Couple of Sam Neill movies.
Nice. That's with 2 L's. Neil. Neill. Neil.
I thought it was just one.
No, it's 2.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So how did we come up with doing a Sam Neill double feature?
I don't know. I just threw it out there one day, I think. Was it me? I know it was.
I think you said we should do a certain movie.
I wanted to do Mouth of Madness. Or I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
I think, and then
I'm sorry. Did it go to the red? Because I yelled into the goddamn mic.
Then I think Jamie said, I think you mentioned both movies at some point, and then Jamie said we should do a Sam Neill double feature.
That sounds about
that's
right.
how it went. But I had nothing to do with it.
Sounds about right.
Man, Sam Neill's awesome. Jurassic Park. Hunt for the Wilder People. Dude, what a good movie.
Hunt for Red October.
Hunt for Red October.
Dude, that's so sad.
Thor, Love and Thunder. Thor Ragnarok.
What's up? Here we go, Lyric.
Here we go. Yeah, it's kind of funny that he did like the cameos in the Thor movies, pretending like he was the one who was the actor up there.
He's probably one of the greatest actors in that whole movie.
I know.
Him and Odin.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah. Him.
Yeah, Hunt for the Wilder People was good. That's one of the movies that really was good this last couple years that came out. So, you wanna dive into these movies or what? Or do you got anything else that's like on your mind?
I just watched season 3 of The Orville.
Did you watch the whole thing? The whole season?
Fucking amazing. That season was so good. Damn, I can't wait for you to get to it. It's going to blow your mind.
I'll be there in
It's
about
going to make
a
that
year and a
spot
half.
right here on your head. It's going to make it look real. It's going to be all
I'll be there in about a year and a half.
the way you're going. The way you're going.
I don't watch a lot of TV. You know, I'm excited for that movie Two Witches. It looks really good. The poster's like awesome. And see, Jamie said, how many movies do you have to watch for October still?
You have
And you're
14.
watching an entire season. You watched an entire season of the Orville that was probably like 14 hours.
Those were only an hour and a half long, and there was only 15 of them. So that didn't really cut into any fucking time, dog. Horror movies are what, like 2 hours? 2 hours and some change?
Yeah, so you could have watched nearly 10 movies.
I watched Vampires.
Oh, you did? What'd
Fucking
you
movie
think?
was terrible.
It's not that great. It's also referred to as John Carpenter's Vampires.
I like how Paul Rudd played the villain. I was like, that dude never ages.
Yeah. I think he's sold his soul to the devil. Or something.
Yeah.
Something weird's going on with that guy.
They sacrifice the little kids and eat their baby hearts.
Who does?
All the big actors.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. It's terrible.
No, it's kind of cool. Have you ever been around a kid? They're fucking annoying.
That's why I have a
I'd be
sign
like,
at the business that says no kids allowed.
come here, dude. Cut out his heart, fillet it with some fucking potatoes. A nice
Hearts
little...
are rough.
That's why you fucking let them simmer in a Chianti sauce.
Do you like soak them in pineapple to break down the tissue? Some
Pineapple
acid?
slowly eating you alive as you're eating it.
Well.
Where you soak the little heart.
Oh, so two witches.
I was still talking about how to simmer baby kids' hearts.
It's messed up. So that movie looks really good, but it's only going to be released on I think it's called Arrow. Is it called Arrow? Oh yeah, the guy from Warlock. You.
What? We like fucking baby hearts. Delicious.
I think it's called Arrow.
What? That's what they call simmering little
Yeah.
baby hearts? I never even heard of that. What the hell?
It's like a new channel, but like they let
Yeah,
you
already with these fucking streams,
they
man.
actually they're like their whole thing is like we're a cult classic. What's that face for? Do you need some strawberry added? It's strawberry banana. Is that good?
Oh, hell yeah. That shit's strong, dude.
Stir it around.
It's going to be my next t-shirt design.
So
That
what
shit's strong, dude.
I want to watch that movie. So what I'm gonna have to do? It's $6.99 for their monthly subscription.
See, that's cool. $6.99. But like, if you're like me and have every single one of them, I have a fucking $200 cable bill.
Yeah, I thought you were getting rid of some other ones.
I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Ted Lasso's about to come out.
Which one's that on?
Apple. I just saw Doctor Strange 2 Electric Boogaloo in the Search of Madness Beyond the Fifth Realm. Dude, that thing was badass.
Yeah, you told me.
It was really good.
Well,
that was another thing I was gonna mention. If you haven't seen that, it's horror. There's fucking zombies and crazy fucking demons.
well, I'm gonna get that other one, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do the little short. I got your straw and you got my straw. How'd that happen?
I was wondering, kind of tasted like something.
It's too late today.
You can't. I don't get it.
You can't get rid of any services. I'm gonna get that one, the Arrow one. I think it's called Arrow, but it's free for the first 30 days.
Yeah, you know what you do that, right?
Just cram everything in for 30 days.
No, you keep making different emails, and every time you get out of that email, you already have another email ready to go, and you enter with that one.
You don't think that they do
No.
it by IP address?
My friend used to do it, so.
So here's what really sucks is I was looking at it, and it says for Xbox, all these other things, but it doesn't say PlayStation. I have a PlayStation. I don't have Xbox, and I don't have a smart TV. So I might be screwed. I might not be able to.
Yeah, that TV looks a little dumb.
That TV's awesome.
In your house?
Yeah, it's an awesome
It doesn't
TV.
look smart at all. It looks really dumb.
Yeah. I thought you were saying it looked dumb because of the size of it.
That's what I mean. I'm being funny.
So-
Nobody gets my humor. Nobody gets my baby heart simmered in pineapple juice.
I think we should talk about Event Horizons.
Events Horizon.
Yeah. Is it too strong? Or you just want some strawberry? Jumex. Oh. Okay. Let's talk about this movie.
Which one?
Event Horizon. 1997's seminal hit, Event Horizon. Seminole. From Florida.
So it's pretty much about. It's a fucking haunted spaceship.
Is it haunted or is it possessed? I think it's possessed.
It's haunted. It's a haunted
it's
spaceship.
possessed.
Haunted with the demons that. They make this ship in 2049.
Yeah, lyric.
They make this ship in 2049 that's able to jump into hyperspace and go wherever, different speed of light, a gateway. So it takes off and they don't hear from it ever again.
It disappears.
They're supposed to come back seconds later. Well, 7 years later to the exact day or something, it comes out of Uranus.
Neptune. Said Neptune.
I say Uranus.
It circled Uranus and then got found near Neptune.
And they go and investigate it. Sam Neill's one of the guys that worked on it. His name is Weir. I think Sam Neill should have been the main character in this movie. Lawrence Fishburne ruined this movie for me.
Wow.
I thought he was horrible in this movie.
Did you like him in Pee Wee Herman? The TV show? Cowboy Curtis?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was good as Cowboy Curtis. Did you like him in Predators? With an S? Predators.
He was kind of dumb in that one.
Okay. Nightmare on Elm Street 3?
He played the black kid that lived in the garbage dump, right?
Yeah.
The one that said, Freddy's back, and all the cars are around him. Is that him?
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
No, he didn't get top billing.
He didn't?
Sam Neill? No, he didn't get top billing at all.
I think it's because Lawrence Fishburne had already won an Academy Award. Or
No,
something
who gives a shit, man?
That's what I'm saying. Screw
Look
the
at
Academy.
Look at Halle Berry. She won that Academy Award for Monsters Ball because they really banged on the set, on camera. Her and Billy Bob.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yes, it was true.
disturbing.
It's true. In that scene in Monsters Ball, Halle Berry really banged Billy Bob. She was like, we talked about it and said, you know what? We're adults here.
That's weird.
I know, right? Billy Bob banged her.
I know. I know. Why? How could he do that? I bet he was feeling gross for like weeks.
I know. Oh,
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry's shit.
Remember when she got paid $1 million just to like take her top off in Swordfish for like 2 seconds?
There's that guy choking himself again. Doesn't make no goddamn sense.
So yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, he played the captain. Sam Neill was Dr. William,
Wallace.
I don't know, William Wallace, Dr. Weir, and he invented the ship, or invented the drive, the space drive that made him be able to jump through a world. And yeah, it was.
I like how in every one of these time jump movies or wormhole movies, they gotta explain. They gotta explain exactly to them because people don't know anything about it because people aren't interested in this shit. It's so interesting to me that I already know about all this stuff. Doesn't it weird you out?
That
Like
what?
when they see you have 2 points right here and look how far it is, but if you fold the paper in half,
What other movie is it that does the
You
exact same thing?
stick the pin in. Interstellar.
There's another one too.
Yeah, I know. They all do it
They
because
all
people
use the
don't
piece of paper.
understand. And I'm like, why haven't you gotten this shit down?
Well,
Oh, because y'all don't watch decent movies. You want to go out there and watch fucking Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie.
Or you're busy watching Christmas movies, anthologies.
Oh.
Yeah, Love Actually. That's what I'm
Yeah, but
talking
you know
about.
what, Jamie? Love actually taught me how to read.
How to
By
read.
reading those cue cards.
It taught me how to cry.
It taught me how to cry. It taught me how to love. How to cheat on my ex-wife.
So
Get it, that one.
they go out. This ship just reappears in the middle of nowhere, and the crew doesn't know they're actually getting ready to go on vacation. And all of a sudden, they're told you gotta go pick up this doctor and head out to space. And they don't know why. And he waits until they're like. Didn't he wait till they come out of
hypersleep, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're here because the ship came back,"
Yeah.
and they're all shitting bricks. Like, what do you mean it just came back?
Yeah.
They sound just like that, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good in
What you
impersonating.
mean there's a ship there?
What in tarnation you mean we're out here by Uranus picking up some peoples?
So they get to that thing, and it's just like no life forms, but it says
top notch CGI floating around, cell phones, no watches,
top notch at the time.
and
Not top notch anymore.
you see like a toenail fly by.
So in the original, before they cut it out, there was a tooth that had been ripped out, floated by, but they cut that from the final cut of the movie. Speaking of, the movie is like 90 something minutes long, 95 minutes long or something, but there's 130-minute long version
People are waiting.
that no one's ever seen.
People are waiting. They want a director's cut, but Paul W.
AKCB.
Wes Anderson says he doesn't know if the footage is still available.
Like they lost it? Yeah, I saw some things on some fan sites that were like the lost footage, but it didn't say anything. But
We'll get into what's in it in a little bit, but
yeah, that's like
the producers and people who screened it were like, y'all need to cut this shit. It's bad.
yeah, it was like so graphic that they made them cut it. I mean, even the flashes in the movie, whenever it shows the flashes to hell, that stuff is crazy. Like when you actually see it stopped and paused, that's some crazy stuff.
I like how they used realistic looking maggots, if not real maggots.
Dude.
Because usually in movies like that, they use mealworms. And I'm like,
Dude.
come on.
No, that shit was crazy. Like they had you see all this in the flashes, but if you go back and either pause it or just like look for production stills or whatever, there's like, and it's showing you whenever he's like, I'm gonna show you hell, or I'm gonna take you to hell, or whatever he says, and it flashes to some of those scenes. There's like the one lady laying there with like a spike through her chest and maggots all over her, and like boobs hanging out, and another guy that like the spikes coming through the back of his head, coming out of his mouth, and it's so graphic. And they used like real amputees, so it's like,
I mean, I said we were going to talk about that later,
yeah.
And you're just saying
No,
right
that's
now.
in that part.
Oh
That's
yeah,
in the part they actually show.
Yeah, don't tell them about the other stuff. Tell them a little bit.
No, but like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. And then it's also got Jason Isaac is in it, who is probably most famously known from being for being Malfoy's dad, Lucius Malfoy.
Dude, he looks so different. I'm always, every time I see him in something different, I'm like, where the fuck is he from? And then today I did the same thing. I was like, that's not the dude from Dog Soldiers. That's the other guy.
Yeah.
Who's this one? And then you're like, why are you scared of hanging around Lawrence Fishburne? Because he was talking that he was all nervous around Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah. And you're like, now you're Louis Malfoy. And I was like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah. And then it had.
He looks so different, dude, without long white hair.
I know. I mean, that movie's pretty old though. That movie's from 1997, so it's you know.
When did the first Harry Potter come out?
I don't know. I don't know when it came out. That would have to be. I didn't get into Harry Potter until like well later.
I didn't get into Harry Potter till the last one came out.
I got into it earlier than that, but
2001. It wasn't that long.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's only a couple years, so yeah. I guess the hair.
What was it? 23 years, right, for Event Horizon?
Yeah. And so, and it also has Sean Pertwee,
he's from Dog Soldiers.
He's the one from Dog Soldiers.
That dude's such a good actor, man. I wish he would do. He needs to come out in a good gangster American movie.
He
plays like a Scottish gangster or something. I think he'd do a good job.
We haven't seen it, but he's in The Invitation. The one where...
See, I read him. I mean, I want to watch it anyway, but people were like, I expected so much, and it just fell flat. Like, people were disappointed.
Was it just you? Like, I haven't read anything about it. Cause I really don't read about movies if I want to see them.
I don't read I read what people on the horror sites, when they comment. And then I just watch.
I could see...
I sit back, make me a bowl of popcorn, and I read the comments and watch them fight.
I feel like it could easily be one of those things where it's like, oh, they just went for a really cheap, like, a bunch of racist white people.
It looks filmed very well, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer...
The trailer looks great.
That's like, it reminds me kind of Ready or Not.
Yeah, it seems...
That movie's so good.
It seems like it's that kind of vibe. I mean, probably not as funny as Ready or Not is, but...
Ready or Not's the tits.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other guy, Mr. Justin, the guy who like depressurizes.
I don't care what I see him in. He's always the Henson from The Fifth Element.
That's not him.
Are you serious?
Yes. Okay, so
It looks just like him.
No.
I always thought that was him since the damn movie came out.
This guy's name is Jack Noteworthy. Okay? That guy is... Lee Gaines or Lee Evans. Lee Evans is that guy. So that's the guy from... Lee Evans is the guy from Something About Mary and Fifth Element. But I always confuse those two.
Dude, they could be brothers then.
I know.
Damn it.
Isn't that weird? I always think about that other guy in Something About Mary. He's like, Santiago.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Santiago.
I loved that movie.
I saw that in the theaters. So yeah, this ship was supposed to be going to Proxima Centauri. It was supposed to shoot all the way across the universe.
Dude, we're almost to that point, dude. We're almost to that point where they're gonna... They could already have one. Why do you think shit like this is happening?
But basically, it opens a Stargate. It opens like a Stargate, and it's supposed to be able to like create a black hole and shoot itself across the universe.
CERN.
Yeah, but instead, it just disappeared and they never heard from it. So these guys, the rescue vessel, the Lewis and Clark, captained by Captain Miller, Lawrence Fishburne, heads out to look
His
for him.
role would have been so much better if he had that accent.
Which one? Cowboy Curtis accent?
Yes, but still be mean, be from Texas. He was just a dickhead. And you know what else I hated? His stupid little captain's chair. Dude, he looked like
that thing was so dumb.
It was like, we need to go starboard.
Dude, it was like this wide. He was like squished in it. It was like.
I'm watching it and I'm literally yelling to myself, what in the fuck is that? Every single time. You know how stupid you look?
It was like the thinnest, skinniest little chair. I'm like, why didn't they just make it like 6 inches wider where he actually fit in it?
Oh my God. It was so bad.
That was kind of dumb. So this movie tanked. I mean, it tanked. Like,
you know why the government, the movie studio gave him whatever he wanted. You want this? You want to build sets? You can use this. They used the sound stages from Eyes Wide Shut.
That's
Stanley
crazy.
Kubrick. Because the Eyes Wide Shut fucking were huge. So they let him build whatever he wanted. He did what he wanted because Mortal Kombat was a huge hit.
Yeah, he had just finished. Like, Mortal Kombat was the first thing he filmed.
So they're like, here you go, and it fucking.
Yeah, they spent like $60 million on this thing, and opening weekend it did $9 million, and then gross worldwide, it did $26 million. So it didn't even like get halfway to recouping.
You know what's funny though? So before any of this, did you read about this? Somebody went up to Paul Anderson and told him, hey dude, it's gonna be all right. 15 years from now, this thing's gonna have a cult following. And you know who it was?
Who?
Kurt Russell.
Oh, because of that happened to him.
Yeah. And he was absolutely right.
But what do you think it's made money wise versus the $60 million they spent? Like to date? Probably not a lot.
I would say like probably 150 million.
Yeah. Panama Red. Yeah, it was shot at the oh man, I can't think of what the name of the studio is. It started with a P, but it's it was the same. They filmed the whole thing in the UK.
I never saw that movie.
Eyes Wide Shut?
They said they show Tom Cruise's butt.
Probably. It's like 3 feet off the ground, so it means he's like 4'7".
Jamie did you see me? I was
Jamie said, was it the same guy who did Mortal Kombat theme as the Event Horizon intro music? So, Paul Anderson wanted Orbital, the shitty 80s techno band, to do the music for this movie because they did all the music for Mortal Kombat. Well, the theater came to him and said, they said
that fucking
it's Orbital, not Prodigy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's Orbital.
The last song that's played Orbital in that movie.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Who came first?
Prodigy screams about starting fires and shit. Orbital just has music.
Oh, they did that fire. They did the Firestarter soundtrack.
So yeah. So Orbital did the soundtrack for Mortal Kombat. He wanted, whenever he signed on to do this movie, he wanted them to do it too, and they told him, we're not going to let this like small unknown band do a blockbuster, what they thought was going to be a blockbuster mega hit. So he hired this other guy, Michael Kamen, who had done all these other soundtracks and who was a big composer, to work with Orbital. But That opening sound, that opening song to this movie is fucking terrible. It's like the most 90s dated bullshit techno. Like,
it should. Why did it have to be?
Somebody should have heard that coming in and been like,
It should have just been dark and ominous, like.
But instead, it's like. It's fucking terrible.
Calm down, dog. Calm down.
Dude, that's how it made me feel.
Just
I was raving. I started dropping acid. I went into a K-hole. It was rough.
I hate Doug Carlos. It does have a point.
It was shot in the 90s, yeah, but, you know, Jamie says they thought that kind
and
of.
And I think I just told you today, if this movie would have come out today at this time, it would have made a fortune.
Unless it had that song in it. People would have stopped watching it right away.
It would have probably been like a fucking song from Death Magnetic, Metallica. Or the one where he uses the trash can for the drums. I don't know what album that was.
I don't either.
I hate Doug Carlos would know.
I stopped listening to Metallica after Injustice for All.
I showed you the new one and you thought it was cool.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yeah, you did. He did, guys.
So there were some like really good special effects in this. And I can't remember, there's like a lady and a guy who were the two head special effects people. And I kind of looked at them and I was like, I haven't really seen these people in anything else. And then the guy who wrote the story, I mean, it's weird. It was just like, it's not like a lot of, it's not like big writers on either one of these movies that we're talking about tonight.
Just that one rotational shot of Sam Neill on the space station pulling out took a third of the film's visual effects.
Yeah.
Money budget.
Yeah, I saw that on IMDb or something, but I also watched an interview and they were talking about that, and they said
they didn't mention it. It was a third of it though.
No, they didn't. They didn't mention the price, but they said that it was a 60-foot dolly shot. The pull out had a 60-foot dolly track to get that shot. So like, yeah, and they spent a ton of money to get that. Because, I mean, back then, now I might could do that at home on my home computer. But, like, in 1997, man, this was some cutting-edge CGI. It was, like, some pretty crazy stuff.
They had, 1997, they had all the Mexicans building pull-away fucking running ground cam tracks, 60 feet of it. You know
what other shot that I really liked in this was when, for some reason, he's like, oh, the circuit board's overheating, and he has to crawl into a tunnel to get to a main circuit board, because you wouldn't design that to where you could just open a panel and get to it. You got to crawl into this weird hole.
That was all fucking 2001.
Dude, there is one of the Hitchcock zooms that we were talking about, like that he first did in Vertigo. Where like the camera's zooming or the camera's moving and they're zooming at the same time. There's one of those while he's in that confined tunnel space, and the lights are systematically going out like as it's coming towards him. And that zoom is like maybe the longest one I've ever seen done like that. Like it lasts for a few seconds. It goes.
Yeah, that's a good scene. That's when that's probably the third time, because he's already starting to have bad dreams. Like the ship's already sensing him that he's gonna go out there.
Yeah.
Like the demons that have come back from the other world. What's up?
I hate Doug Carlos says haunted house in space.
See, he was on a house in space.
That's his opinion, man. That's
they wanted him to. Man. They wanted to make it tentacled monsters, and he was like, "No, I'm not going to do that shit. Everybody does that. It's just going to be like Alien. Let's make it a haunted house type."
He didn't say that. He said,
"Yes, he did."
He didn't say a haunted house.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I don't think he said a haunted house, because they mention hell multiple times, and that the ship went to hell and back. They say it went to another dimension.
It's just a dimension with demons. Doesn't have to be hell.
Why is it
Who says anything about hell?
They don't say. They say hell multiple
How do they
times
know?
in the movie.
How do they know it's hell?
I don't know.
The people that went there don't know it's hell.
Even on the commentary, they say hell whenever they go to hell, when they show them visions of hell. This is where, oh, look, I hate Doug Carlos. Portal to hell.
It's not hell.
I'm gonna say it's hell. I mean, we can agree to disagree, or we can disagree to.
I used to think it was hell
because they say verbatim portal to hell.
No, they don't know. Have they ever been to hell?
Dude, I think Sam Neill's the devil. I mean, they fucking kill him and he comes back alive.
Doesn't mean he's the devil. It means he's some kind of being from another dimension. That's why I like these movies. That one and In the Mouth of Madness.
He possessed by the devil.
They show an upside down cross in The Mouth of Madness, but it doesn't mean they're demons from hell. They're just from another dimension.
They are from another dimension. They also show regular size crosses.
Yeah. But yeah, you can say it's hell, and I'm gonna say
I believe it's hell.
It's just another hell-like place.
It could be a hell-like place. But
I looked up those sigils on his stomach and chest and stuff. None of them are in any kind of book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hell Dimension sounds like Buffy. Yeah, it's a lot like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I hate Doug Carlos says you guys did both these movies on purpose to spite me. I don't even know what that means.
To spit on him. He's a fucking dirty bitch.
Okay. To spit on him. Okay.
Oh no, you're right. It's a spite.
So yeah, man, there was some good stuff. I hate Doug Carlos earlier said something about Baby Bear, who's Jack Noseworthy's character, Mr. Justin. He's whenever he gets like
cheers.
When he like gets he's all like possessed and shit, and he's like sticks himself in the airlock, and he's like, I'm gonna like just blow myself out of the airlock, and like the lady's like, oh Baby Bear, don't do it, and he's like, and then all of a sudden he snaps too for some reason.
I don't want to be in here.
I don't want to be in here. Mama Bear, open the door. Mama Bear. And
why would you let somebody go on a trip like that?
Well, also, why couldn't he hit the button and like open the door? There's no like, fail safe for like an airlock. To me, that's a little weird. Couple things like that in here, but yeah, it was crazy. Percio, I like all the VHS.
I've seen one
movies.
No, you know what? Oh shit!
Oh my god!
I saw the one with the Baphomet where he's killing people. The Baphomet.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I don't remember. I think I need to watch them all.
We should get them. Oh, it's a haunted house with a portal to hell.
See, that makes more sense.
See, but they say the ship is alive at one point.
See, that's what I think too. That's why they say that the tunnel looks like an eye.
So
because it's watching you.
I'm just going to tell you that
when
I was watching the commentary, the tunnel going down, what they call the meat grinder, which is really weird. Whenever we start talking about the next movie or at some point, there's a lot of similarities between these two movies. But when he starts going down that, when I was watching the commentary, they actually said that is supposed to be that portal is long and shaped like that. It's supposed to be like the 9 rings of hell, and then the
that's right. I did read about that.
And then the dimension thing is supposed to actually be hell.
I mean, it does fill with black fluid.
That's the portal. All I know is whenever the first dude goes in there, when Justin walks in there, and it stops and it turns on, and it's like a black liquid. What? Who in 2047 is going to stick their finger into some black liquid in some kind of thing? You're going to get sucked straight to hell. You already know it. Or some like desert planet, or Carotho's not going to be there to save you. Like, you're just going to be screwed. I don't know.
Yeah, so the ship pretty much reads your fears and puts out there what you fear.
Yeah.
Like the Weir's fear is his wife. He wasn't there for his wife and she killed herself. So that bitch is coming back to haunt him with no fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, when it shows her and...
In that green tunnel, that shit was terrifying.
You know, whenever they first get to the ship and they're... And they're hearing the distress signals and they're slowing them down and playing them and they're like, you know, they think it's saying "save me."
I did a tattoo of that,
and they're like, "Oh, really? That's cool."
Where he says "Save us from hell."
Yeah.
I put a hand coming out of flames with a banner that said that.
Oh, that's cool.
Hell yeah!
And
it's
so
on the show.
So she, you know, they're like trying to figure out this thing, but then they get in there and they start like trying to find the ship's logs. And they find the ship log, the last entry, and it's like that same recording they heard, but it's also there's also video, and it's like just the crew going crazy and killing each other. And like the guy who was saying they found out he wasn't saying save yourself, he was saying or save me or save us. It was saying save yourself from hell, and he was standing there with his two eyes in his hands, you know, his eyeballs in his hands. That was pretty cool. That was a lot of some good gore, even though it was like
severely
very
chopped.
very short and chopped. I feel like you should talk about that scene that the 20 minutes.
I still want to talk about what fears they had. The captain's fear was he let one of his friends die.
Yeah.
His friend was going to burn alive. He couldn't do anything. Everybody else was going to die.
Yeah, he was already on fire.
He shut him and left him in there.
Yeah, which comes back around at the end.
Yeah, he keeps coming back to haunt him.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know it's him. You don't know why there's a burning guy coming out of the liquid.
Yeah.
Even he's like shocked. Yeah, and it was his crew member.
Yeah, but he had to leave him behind, or it would have killed everybody else.
What was the girl? What was she? What was part of the crew? Was she?
Peters, the whose son was in the wheelchair.
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair, so she keeps seeing him with maggots all over his legs and doors.
Yeah, man. The first time when she's in,
like it starts off rather quick.
Yeah,
when they start seeing all this stuff.
She's in the medic bay, and I think with Justin, and she hears something and looks over, and there's like a tent kind of around a table, and you just see a hand go from the inside, and it makes that like crazy tent scratching noise that's just creepy as shit by itself. And she slowly goes over there and opens it up, and it's her son, and he's like, or whatever, and she looks at it, shows his legs, and they're just like rotted and covered in like, you know, shit. That was pretty good. And then
Justin, his fear, he's just real gullible.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it was. He was very influenced by everything.
Yeah, that's why he stuck his finger in the black.
I knew it. I knew he was going to mention it.
We already talked about that. His name is Sean Pertwee.
But you didn't know that.
He was also in Howl as the driver of the train, but only for a moment.
Was it him or the other guy? It was this guy, right? The dog soldiers guy that was, he didn't want to get on the ship. He didn't even want to, after he found it, he was like, I don't want to get on the ship.
Yeah, he didn't want to get on the ship.
So that's why he was,
yeah.
That was his fear.
Yeah. Jason Isaac's fear, did it show what his fear was?
I don't think he liked bees. He
was
scared of bees.
He got killed pretty, he didn't like socks inside books. Because it like lost him his servants.
Jamie said Voldemort.
Yeah, yep. Voldemort was his fear. So he was the first one to die, I think, right? You got gutted over the table.
The girl with the kid, she shoved his ass and she fell all the way down.
I thought he died first. Well, either way, yeah. Man, his death was crazy.
It was supposed to be worse.
I know. They had to cut that. They cut that too.
His intestines were supposed to still be attached to him, and he was still alive. And he was going to look up and talk.
Yeah.
And the captain was supposed to shoot him in the head.
Yeah, I think they said there were like, I think total there were like 12 rewrites of this script. I mean, like crazy. They changed it so much, but yeah, that was the intent was to make it crazy gory, and I think the studio kept and the test audience kept being like, no, like that's too much, which is kind of nuts. I think if they would have gone just over the top like they were trying to, or if a director's cut came out on Blu-ray 4K or something, man, that shit would sell like crazy.
Yeah, so about that, they actually hired amputees and real porn stars to do the orgy scenes.
The hell scenes.
What did I say?
Orgy.
Same thing. The orgy hell scenes.
Yeah. Jamie, they said they cut a ton of content out because the test audience was actually walking out.
Yeah,
like
they were porn stars covered with maggots and blood, and that spike that you see to the guys, they actually showed that going through the back of his head, it coming out and all his teeth flying out. So that's where the teeth would have been floating.
That's so nuts.
One guy, well, they kind of show it real quick, but one guy's supposed to be pulling out all his own guts from his own stomach, and then everybody fingering each other's butts with maggots. I don't know. Why are you going to hire porn stars to just sit around and lollygag? You're going to have them finger each other's butts with gore and maggots.
And stumps.
Banging each other's nubs.
So, I Hate Doug Carlos. It was Paul Anderson's second movie. The first one was Mortal Kombat, which was a huge hit. We talked about this earlier a little bit. It was a huge hit, and that's why they gave him so much money and were just like, do whatever you want with this thing because you're going to make another, $50 million. But instead, he lost him like $30 million.
And then after that, his next one was Love Actually.
Well, I wish. So then Jolie Richards, who plays Starks, the blonde-headed lady, she was like the second in command, XO. He
was I Hate Doug Carlos. Mortal Kombat 2 was garbage. He was supposed to do that one.
He turned it down.
He turned it down for this.
Yeah, he turned down a couple movies to work on this. And she was in The Patriot with Jason Isaac, the best Mel Gibson movie ever. Was dead. Is it dead on your screen too? We are experiencing technical difficulties. Well, now it's just like a podcast. So now I'm going to act like I'm on NPR. Hello, Carlos. Welcome to the TV show.
I used to listen to.
Welcome to All Things Considered.
What's that? Talk radio?
Talk radio.
There was this fucking old lady that my ex would listen to.
Jamie, it says that the pro webcam is hooked up, but it's not working. Dang it.
And you would hear this every time she would talk. After every fucking word.
We're on a fun. We might have got shut down by. We might have been shut down.
Shouldn't have said fingering each other's butts.
See, I knew it. We might have been shut down by this channel, Twitch, because we're a little bit too risque. Oh my God, so much bad stuff happening right now. So much bad stuff. Jamie is working really hard trying to get this fixed. But for now, I'm just going to make some noises for you and just talk. Hello, this is the windy voice. Hello. Yeah, it's the right camera. Yeah. So it looks like our camera may have gone out right in the middle of our stream.
I hate Doug Carlos. Sound quality sounds bad.
It's because the sound quality is good because I'm talking right into the
Dude, why do you have a cuh? You have a cuh haircut right there. You look like you live on Marbach.
Who, me? Are you talking
right
about?
there? You look like one of those cuh. So cuh?
What's a cuh?
They live on Marbach.
Are you talking about the Edgars?
Yeah. Right. Turn back. Right there.
I'm gonna cut my hair like that now. Okay. So we're back. We're back up now. Dang. So they were both in The Patriot, Jolie Richardson's and Harry Potter.
Does he yell freedom at the end?
No, that's a different one. He kills a bunch of British people. It's crazy.
Does he pick up his skirt and show his balls at one point?
No, that's a different movie. There's no skirts in America, man. Well, there are now, but there weren't then, man.
Did they tie his chick up and cut her throat?
No, but they kill his son.
It's cool. He died anyway.
Yeah. So, oh yeah. See, you know what movie I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Heath Ledger is in it.
Is that the one where he's at first night?
Yes. So they're both in A Patriot. But did you realize who else she was? Did you recognize her at all? She's the mom from Color Out of Space.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, so she's the one who cuts her finger off.
See, he does. I know what movie it is. He yells sugar tits at the end.
I think that's a different movie. Jamie, is there any way to get that thing off of our screen or no? Is it, does that have to be there? Sorry guys, we have having technical difficulties. Yeah, so I was really stupid and I took my camera home to use it for something else, and then right at the last minute we're down in the basement setting everything up, and because we tear everything down every week because
my mom will steal it and pawn it.
Well, no, it's because she has her pinochle down here.
Same thing. My Tia sees this shit, it's gone, dude.
So
she'll be like, just give me $5.
Do you need to hit OK or what do you need to do? Okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry guys. We were having bad problems on our side. So I didn't bring my camera back over to Carlos's mom's, and now we're forced to use this webcam that we found in a drawer in her bedroom.
Don't even fucking I was like, what?
Look how shiny it makes me. I need powder.
I was like, does my mom eat cereal while she's using the cam? Because there's like dried milk on it. And you were like, that's not milk.
Yeah, that was terrible. So yeah, she's the mom in Color Out of Space, which I nearly bought the other day. Whenever I went to I
found it on Amazon on sale for like $7 one day.
Did you really? On Blu-ray? That's crazy.
You gotta look every once in a while when you're bored or not doing anything, which is rarely you.
Yeah, I don't have any extra time.
You just get on there and put horror DVDs.
One thing I want to know is why, if you're designing a Stargate drive, this Sam Neill did, why do you make it so ornate? Do you think that all those like...
Do you want it just to be a little fucking silver ball for the movie?
Yeah.
No, you want it to be fucking 2 sound stages big with all these fucking spikes coming out of it. Or else it's just going to be like that little bitty ball.
Yeah, that took them, I think I was reading
3 months
that it took them
months?
like 4 months just to build that one little ball area.
It wasn't fucking little. That thing was huge.
And that's crazy. Yeah, because the whole entire movie took, I think it said like 8 months or something. And they spent 4 months just building that set. Which, I mean, I don't know if I think it was 8 months of shooting, but yeah, man, that was crazy. But yeah, Color Out of Space, what a good movie. Yeah, there were some other really cool shots. I mean, the CGI, they really pushed the bounds for the time, I think.
It was pretty good for
you know, they had the gravity. There was no gravity, and the original script called for the entire thing to be no gravity, but they would have had to shoot the entire movie on wires, which would have been pretty much impossible.
So they just had a couple of sound effects.
Yeah. So what they ended up doing was adding the magnetic boots, and so they actually make sure and mention that in the movie.
And it's so crazy. I laugh my ass off when they show them because they remind me of I hate Doug Carlos's fucking drag boots whenever he goes out.
Oh yeah.
They look those heels.
Yeah,
they're like this big. And I was like, I started laughing. I was like, dude, that looks just like his drag boots.
I'm gonna make myself another drink. Do you need one?
I should have got vodka. I don't care for that Sailor Jerry.
Don't we have some vodka over here? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but I still got a full thing.
It's organic too.
Oh shit.
Oh, you don't want the organic stuff? So
I want some pesticides in my vodka.
So when they first get in there, there's no gravity, and they're floating around, and they say something about the gravity being not working. So they have to like go turn it on. But what was cool about that is at one point they're like, oh, there must have been a fluid leak or a coolant leak. So there's just like bubbles,
giant ball,
floating.
And it's crazy. They did a good job because they don't look that big, but that's a lot of liquid.
Yeah,
because it's in a sphere.
Yeah.
So what's in the sphere is all.
So I thought that was cool, and then whenever they do turn it back on, they actually show everything falling, like the liquid all of a sudden turns to liquid in the air and falls. That was pretty cool. There was a body floating around, which I think is the only body you see from the former crew.
And its eyes are gouged out.
Yeah, its eyes are gouged out, but it's frozen because it's in deep space, and so whenever the gravity comes on, it falls and hits the ground and just shatters. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool effect.
Man, that's the way I want to die.
Freezing to death? Or shattering?
Shattering.
But you have to freeze to death in order to shatter.
I know. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Think about it. Did you hear how Carlos died?
He froze to death and
fucking
shattered.
Froze to death, and then somebody knocked him over.
You'd have to like liquid nitrogen freeze to death. That was a cool one. Whenever Sam, it basically is driving everyone to a point of craziness and madness, and Sam Neill is the first one that goes crazy, and like the ship was like his baby, like it was like he designed it.
Yeah, that's why it was. It sensed him already. He was having nightmares back on Earth. So
Lawrence Fishburne was like, "We're gonna get you home," and he was like, "I am home." Yeah, so that was pretty. He goes in, he sees his wife, and he starts kind of going crazy, and he like rips his own eyes out.
That scene where they show her cutting her own wrists.
Yeah.
Dude, that scene was ruined.
Why?
I'm like, you're showing people getting impaled, but you're gonna have his wife wearing these nasty brown granny panties?
Why would you get in the tub in granny panties?
Exactly. I was like, man, it's a couple of seconds of bush. Or whatever.
Or not.
Yeah. But no, they put the ugliest fucking granny panties on her. And I was like, you dumb dildos.
It was the 90s.
I was so angry.
It was the 90s.
So that's second. That's the second. I didn't like that.
Clive Barker actually.
If I would have been on there and I would have went, we're going to go ahead and lose the panties. All right, yeah, go ahead and lose the panties. It would have been me. I'm like, no, you're not shooting that with those ugly fucking things.
Even though it was showing boobs?
Don't matter about boobs. The thing looks fucking... No, it's not even about the vagina. It's just about... It's the principle.
It's like, who gets completely naked to get in a tub besides your underwear?
Dude, one day y'all should look in on me when I'm watching a movie by myself. I yell at the TV. And I know people are like, dude, there's nobody at his house.
Who's he talking to?
Who the fuck is he talking to?
You're like my dad in sports games. Whenever he's watching sports ball. And he's like, you sports baller!
No.
I mean, I don't know what he's talking about, so that's how it sounds to me.
You should see my mom. Oh, man. My mom yells.
At Telemundo?
At the goddamn Dallas Cowboys and Spurs.
Oh, does she really?
Yes, she loves them.
I've only seen one Super Bowl ever in my life. One Super Bowl.
I think I've seen a couple.
And
I'm more about the commercials.
Dude.
The next day I'm like, let's see the commercials.
Well, with the internet now, you don't even have to watch the game.
Such a fucking loser.
So I've seen one game in my life, and I went over to my friend's house because he was like, hey, my parents want me to invite you over for, they're watching the game today. And I go over, and it's like this kind of party. And I think I was like 17 or something. And I was just like, these people are crazy. They're just screaming and yelling at the TV.
Then all of a sudden, everybody disappeared into rooms, and you're like, what's going on?
I was like, not for me, man.
Is this some kind of swingers party?
I didn't like it. Yeah,
dude, I tattooed at a swingers party one time. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
It was fucking disturbing. It was disturbing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The dude that threw the party. My boss was like, "Hey, do you want to throw this party? You'll make a couple of grand." And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Tattoo at the party.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of grand to set up in a garage. So I'm tattooing these people, and the husband comes up to me. He didn't hit on me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But he's all like, "See anybody you like around here?" And I'm like, "Nope.
I'm just here to make money."
Nope, not at all. And he goes, "My wife is kind of, interested." And I looked up and looked at her. She was a gorgeous older woman wearing a mesh shirt, and her fucking nipples were popping out of the holes. And I was like, I'm good. I just went back to tattooing. I'm like, I'm not touching.
Here for the money.
I am not touching any of you motherfuckers. Leave me alone. And my little apprentice was there with me, and he's like, dude, she likes me. She likes me. And I'm like, you ain't going inside. He was like, why not? I'm like, because I fucking said so.
Because we're here to work.
He was so bummed out. Poor guy was a virgin.
Yeah.
Broke his little heart.
That's sad.
No, we're not going to stream the fucking... Jamie wants to stream a swingers tattoo party?
I mean, I think she was talking about you yelling at the TV.
I'm just playing.
But
that makes for good TV, though.
What if we did set up our normal stream like this, but we move it forward, and we post on like Craigslist and all the OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace and whatever, and say swingers party, and we're like, get your tickets now, and we're just like at the front of the room, and everything's going on behind us. How do you think they would kick us off of Twitch?
Probably not, as long as you don't show anything. That is a hell of an idea.
That is a good idea. We got to do a hot tub party. I think when we hit 1,000 followers, we got to do a hot tub party.
What is this? Some kind of hot tub time machine?
Yeah. What a dumb movie.
I fucking love that movie.
It's good. Yeah. Oh man, what else about this movie? There's got to be stuff we're not talking about. There's a lot. There's a couple of dreams within dreams in this movie. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and talk about some stuff that's very similar about these movies. 1, they both have Sam Neill in them. 2, they both have a long, creepy hallway. 3, they both have Sam Neill going crazy. 4, did I say the creepy hallway? Yes, I did. 4, they also have dreams within dream sequences. 5, they're both written by people that really weren't writers and do a lot of writing after that. There's probably more.
You forget about 6.
6, they both have dumb music. Yes. Yes, so they both have bad music.
I kind of like the beginning music of In the Mouth of Madness.
Well, it's just so
some sick
like
guitar, dude.
Dude, it's so like 90s rock.
It's so sick guitar.
Should we segue into the other movie?
So much sick
guitar. Do you have anything else to say about this movie, or should we segue? Should we go into the other one?
No, we have to talk about what happens to Sam Neill. We didn't even talk about what happens to him.
Oh shit! Yeah, Sam Neill. He
becomes the main entity of the hell dimension.
Yeah, he wants to like suck everybody in there.
Because he dies, and you're right, he comes back to life.
How does he kill him?
Blows his shit up. Blows his shit up. Remember he blow the ship and he gets blown out? He blows him.
Yeah, he gets blown. Yeah, so Sam Neill, they're like Lawrence Fishburne's character.
I'm glad Lawrence Fishburne died.
That's messed up. He sacrificed himself.
Oh,
so
whatever.
Miller, Lawrence Fishburne is like, we are getting the hell off of this ship. And at that point, there's only a few of them left alive. Yeah, see, that's when what's his name? That's when what's her name dies when they're trying to get off the ship. Peters. They're going to get the CO2 scrubbers. They run down to grab those, and that's when she sees her son.
Oh,
and
shit, I thought it was earlier.
And she's like, oh, no, it's like when they're trying to get off the ship. And so they're all going to go back.
Man, that death was rough, dude.
Yeah, they're all
that shit looked pretty good.
They're going back. They're going to try to go back to the Lewis and Clark, so they need to go get the O2 scrubbers or the CO2 scrubbers. They need to get, all their gear. They need to get. Justin was still in his pod. They need to get him. So they're going to like hightail it back over there. And Lawrence Fishburne's walking down the little hallway, and he notices one of the bombs is missing. So he calls over to the other one, and he's like, get off the ship. He planted a bomb over there, and he just saw him leave the ship. And then they find the bomb.
He'd already ripped out his eyes, too.
Yeah. They find the bomb. When he sees it, it's only 5 seconds left. And
I like how he just puts his head down like,
yeah, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. And then, what was the other guy's name? It started with a C. Cooper. He's out repairing the ship on the outside whenever it explodes, so it just throws him off into space. And he's like, just tuned in as I
Alex
blow Peters. Peters blow. Yeah. He flies off into space, and
I just remember seeing that little bitty chair flying off too.
Yeah.
And I was like, good fucking riddance.
That dumb captain's chair.
Looked like a fucking moron.
Yeah. So yeah, that was dumb. So they are having to fight, or having to go try to fight him. One thing I didn't like is when it shows the medical bay, there's all the like little, it looks like corner drawers, and like they have the biohazard logo on them. Did you notice that whenever he goes to find a weapon to kill him, he reaches in there and it's like the whole repair device that shoots the bolts out? He opens one of the biohazard like body storage things, and it's inside there. Like, one, how did he know it was in there, and why was it in a biohazard one? That was kind of a weird oversight on their part. You would have fixed that if you were the script supervisor, but that was weird. Yeah. He's pulling that out of a biohazard body bag.
So he comes back and he's bald as, I hate Doug
Sam Neill. Yeah.
He comes back bald with all these satanic sigils on him.
Yeah.
Carved into him.
Yeah. Wait, that's the other thing. That's another thing that's the same as the other movie, is like he's completely covered in sigils at one point. I mean, one's crosses and one's satanic.
And they're not carved in, but...
Yeah, but his body's covered with them.
I didn't like that because he uses a black crayon. I'm sorry. Yeah. Crayons made out of wax.
Yeah, we should talk about that in the next movie.
I'm sorry. You're the one that did it.
So, yeah, man. So that was pretty... That's the one thing is, I guess in the looking at commentary and interviews, they cut a lot of that stuff out, and fans are really, really wanting that to be released if they can find it. And it's like the
Did you see the moment I almost died?
Yeah, I saw it. I patted your back and made
We're
you
gonna
come
need
back
to do a snippet of that and post it. Because I saw it.
When he's covered in all that stuff, man, they could have shown that so much more. It was so short.
Like, and I guarantee you, he wasn't wearing underwears.
Why's that?
Because he's fucking Sam fucking Neill. He probably walked down and he just started taking off his fucking drawers and they're like, Sam's getting naked.
You mean it wasn't in the script? He just did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I'm a fucking god now. I'm a god from a hell dimension.
Oh, you're saying his character's like, yeah, like I'm a god.
I'm a god from a hell dimension. He does not wear fucking tighty whities.
No. Yeah. So, yeah.
I sure as hell if it was me, Sam's gonna lose his chun-chuns.
So basically, he's just trying to kill the. He's not even trying to kill the crew. He's trying to stop them from escaping because he wants to suck them into the hell dimension.
They're looking for new recruits.
They actually say that they're the new crew, and that they're going to be stuck there.
I think it just ended too fast.
Well, at the end, it's getting ready. The ship's going to explode. They've got it set up where the ship's going to blow up, and it's like a time crunch. There's the one lady is stuck in there. Not Peters. Stark is stuck in there. The door's trying to close because they're losing pressure, and Miller is like, it's just a flashback to when he let the guy burn. He could have just let the door shut, let her go, and been like, the rest of the crew is safe. But instead, he reaches in and like grabs her and pulls her out. And then her baby bear is back on the. I guess he secured Justin, and Cooper made it back from being blown out into space. And they're all over there, and then Captain Miller is there, and he's like, you guys get to the ship, and he's like, he sacrifices himself in order for them to get free, which is the opposite of what he did whenever his last thing. He like left the guy to die, and he escaped with everybody.
Go on, get to the ship now.
Yeah, he's like, get to the ship now, here. Like that.
Man, you sounded just like
that's an order.
Slim Pickens right there. That was exact.
That's my inner Texan coming out. So they get back to the ship. That fool blows that stuff up. That ship, the little escape pod ship, takes off. The portal, the black hole opens up. Ship starts going into it. Sam Neill, I guess, is getting sucked into hell. And then what? And then
they show them. They wake up. The girl's having the girl that survived wakes up and
Starks.
The rescue crew gets them, and then she's like, "Are we all right, or did we get free from Uranus?" And the guy turns around and
that was a giant Uranus the ship was getting sucked into.
Yeah, it was a fucking butthole, dude.
Okay. And
then the rescuer turns around and it's fucking Sam Neill, all fucked up, going, "You're all right. My anus is right here. Uranus."
I don't think he said that.
Or something like that.
But
she
that
screams and it's all dramatic, and she's on the floor, and that other dude who has her, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right.
And it was a dream in a dream. Yeah.
And then as they pull away, the doors close. And then that was exact. I thought that. And then I hate Doug Carlos. Then cue Prodigy music. It's like the sound from it's a soundtrack from You Wouldn't Steal a Car, would you?
You wouldn't steal a car, would you? You wouldn't steal a soda, would you?
You wouldn't steal a purse.
Then why would you steal a movie?
Then why would you steal my heart, bitch?
Oh. So Sam Neill didn't die, you're correct. He got sucked into the butthole. The black hole.
And then that's the way it ends. Kind of ended real quick. Just kind of real quick. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie.
Well, I mean, somewhere there's another, 30 minutes of footage. Thank you. Yeah, Event Horizon 2, man, if they did Event Horizon 2, that'd be good. This thing lost enough movie for 2 movies. So I doubt they'll ever make another one.
Enough money?
So I wanted to buy this because Emily really likes this movie. And
you told me that and I could not believe it.
Really? I think it's like one of her quintessential like 90s movies, you know? It's a 90s horror movie. And yeah, Event Horizon, they're just like waiting in line at parked.
If you thought Event Horizon was rough, wait till you see Event Horizon 2. And it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be so awesome.
Sam Neill is.
Sam Neill is Satan from the Hell Dimension.
Great. So, yeah, I mean, I like it. For the time, that was some really, really good CGI for the time. Whenever the guys, we didn't really talk about it. Whenever the guys, Justin is getting ready to.
Is that a falling phoenix?
Is getting ready to shoot himself out of the hole, and
wait, we
he
talking
started
about
to decompress.
Are we talking about the movie still, or your fangirl days?
Yeah. When he's getting ready to decompress, and his veins are popping up, and his eyes like start decompressing, so they just like explode out of his head. You know, I mean, it doesn't show that, but it shows him like holding it and like liquid coming out. You know, dude, that was some cool shit. That was so cool, and I remember seeing that when it came out and being like, "Damn, this is awesome." Now you see it and you're like, I mean, now CGI is so crazy it looks real. Like, I mean, CGI now is like, if you showed that to somebody from 50 years ago, they would think there was real shit going on. Oh, I love Contact with Jodie Foster.
That was a good one. I saw
Jodie Foster's best role. Go.
Boys Don't Cry.
Was she in that?
She was in one of them.
Okay.
She gets raped in one of them, right?
Oh, I was gonna say Nail. Hey in the wind. Remember that? You never saw Nail? Oh my god, I went and saw it in the theaters. You've never seen Nail? Academy Award nominee Jodie Foster in Nail? Oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen Nail.
I saw her in Panic Room.
Well,
Taxi Driver. She was like 12.
Yeah. Dude, Nell is the shit. Nell is a horror movie.
Dr. Lecter? Dr. Lecter?
That was about the time where I was like, you know, at that time in my life when that movie came out, I was like, man, Jodie Foster's so hot. And then I was like, what was I thinking?
Now she looks like my fucking Tia Tencha.
But I don't know. Things I could have done without in this movie was Orbital doing the soundtrack.
The tiny chair.
The tiny chair. The tiny captain's chair that made no fucking sense at all. It looked weird when he would like turn around and it's like...
He looked like a fucking baby T-Rex.
Dude, it was so little. Like, why did they make it? Why did they make it so little? It doesn't even make sense.
The granny panties?
The granny panties. She should have been completely naked. Made no sense.
Or just take them off and don't pan all the way down.
Exactly. Just don't show that part.
They always say you can add fucking perfume to a pig. They added those jewels when he's all hugging her. There's fancy jewels on the granny panties. They're fucking still dumbass looking.
I hate Doug Carlos says them calling Justin and what's her name calling each other Baby Bear and Mama Bear. That's just some, you know, you're stuck in space with a crew. You got to come up with nicknames.
I mean, if the backstory is she was breastfeeding him because he was alone, that's fucking...
That's tight.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's
I'm
tight.
done with this movie.
That is tight. Yeah. On to the next one.
That's it. No more talking about this movie unless we come back to it. It got a 7.10 out of
It
No, it
made
got
like
a 6.6 out of 10. So people like it okay.
it made $50. It made like $50.
You know,
at the Pulga.
It didn't kill Paul Anderson's career at all. What you would think, sometimes something like this is you're done.
I mean, he went on to fucking.
I think it killed the writer's career.
The nice guys.
Dude, he wrote all the Resident Evil movies.
Never seen a single one.
They're awesome.
Yeah, that's what you said about fucking Tomb Raider.
I like Mila Jovovich much better than Angelina Jolie. Mila, that thing, Angelina Jolie, she's much cooler.
We can't start talking about it until the marquee changes.
Well, we're still talking about Event Horizon. I think
No,
Philip
not.
Eisner, who wrote Event Horizon, I think this killed his career. I really think it. I don't think the writer did anything after this. He got fucked. He was done. This thing screwed him. So they also burned. On the special effects.
A book burning?
The Burning Man, the guy who was on fire.
A book burning?
No.
We're fixing to have one of those soon enough here.
Fahrenheit 451.
Not here, but here.
Okay. Not here. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's move on to this next movie. I'm tired of talking about Sam Neill. Let's go to this next movie that stars Sam Neill.
Dead Space.
You're not supposed to have dead air. Wait, there was a poll? Jamie says there's a poll.
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
What? Jamie says, dang, you guys don't care at all about my poll.
Tiny chair.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I did, but I didn't know what to do.
I didn't even see that. It pops up in a weird spot on the screen. So there's a poll. What is the worst part of Event Horizon? And the as far as I know, because I can't see them, the poll's ended.
Damn.
I don't even know. How do I know when there's a poll?
Serpent in the Rainbow. Serpent and
Serpent.
Bow.
Okay, let's talk about In the Mouth of Madness. The second best movie in John Carpenter's apocalyptic
Nobody could
trilogy.
see the poll.
Oh, yeah, people are saying they couldn't see the poll. Where does the poll come up?
The Mouth of Madness. Yeah, this is the second best.
There are 3 movies in the apocalyptic trilogy that comes up at the top of the chat. I am going to I will watch for that from now on. I'm sorry, Jamie. And when it comes up, I'll make sure and tell people.
Hey, you got 100%.
The tiny chair got 100% of the votes.
We good. We good.
The tiny chair sucked. We
good.
My worst part of that movie is that you thinking the ship was haunted instead of being Satan. So
we're not talking about
In the Mouth
anymore.
of Madness. This is the final chapter in John Carpenter's apocalyptic trilogy, which consists of the first movie, The Thing. 1981's The Thing. 1981? No.
He was haunted.
87?
What?
What year was The Thing? 87?
83, 82?
84? 1980s. The 1980s movie, The Thing.
82.
1982. And then after that, Prince of Darkness. And then the third one was 1994's In the Mouth of Madness. Do you want another drink?
Yeah, vodka this time. I didn't even finish that other one. It's gross.
What do you mean you didn't finish it?
I don't like Sailor Jerry.
Well, I'm putting it in the same glass. If you didn't finish it, isn't it still in there?
It'll kind of smother it with the... Can you put some ice?
Yeah. I'm going to mix it before I put the ice so it's not so loud when you're stirring it in the camera. You want some pineapple?
More.
I'm going to go pineapple.
Some more. Do It's not that loud when I stir, right, Jamie? Right, Jamie?
So then this is the final chapter of his apocalyptic trilogy, which I don't know if, do you think that he had an apocalyptic trilogy before this movie came out, or if he was, or after
Hey,
this
you know
movie?
what? Let's make this
You
an
know what? All
apocalyptic.
three of these movies are about the world ending. Let's call it the apocalyptic trilogy.
How come we
I
don't
really
do
want to know
that?
that because we don't have a shaker here.
See, I could do that. See? You know I hate Doug Carlos does this in the mirror.
Once we
in just his fucking tiny whities.
So everybody knows this might be our last stream in the basement at Carlos's. We might be I rented a storage space on Bidders, and we're trying to figure out how to get internet in there, and if we can get power and internet running, I think next week we'll be streaming from the what do we want to call that studio?
Studio 57.
Well, I mean, but it's like, should we have like the Bitter
Studio 50
studio?
Studio 57.
That's already taken.
That's Studio 54.
Heinz 57? I was thinking about Heinz 57. So
Studio 57. Jamie, could you do a vote on top?
yeah, why 57? The Armory, I've done some shows at the Armory before, believe me. I'll tell you, I hate Doug Carlos, I'll tell you some Armory stories someday if you want to know.
What are the poll options? Just put, we're going to call it Studio 57.
We'll have to come up with a name, but basically we have this storage space that's real cheap because everybody keeps getting their stuff stolen from there. But we're going to like double lock it, so it'll be cool. And it's probably going to be hot. But anyways.
My Thea said she would go every night.
And make sure the lock's
closing
still on.
time, from closing time, which is at 9 to 7:30 in the morning, she would sit outside in a lawn chair and make sure nobody shows up to rob it. And all she wants is $10, a quart of vodka. Do they make quarts?
Yeah.
A quart of vodka and
well, they make $3.75s.
half a dozen of tamales. Not even a full dozen. So I don't know.
So what is the poll?
Every day, though.
I'm not giving her that.
Are you sure?
I hate Doug Carlos says the poll isn't visible.
Because we already chose a name. It's called Studio 57.
I don't want to call it Studio 57. That reminds me of crappy steak sauce. Oh, yeah. He's probably watching on mobile because he's too cheap to buy a computer. So, anyways, we rented this place on Bidders. And is that a good part of town or is that a bad part of town? I don't really know.
It was on the dodgy end.
It's like real. Have you been out there? Have you seen it yet? Have you gone out? I gave you a key. Have you gone out and looked at it?
Good luck. Anything but Studio 57.
Man, look
what
at
the
that
fuck
pole.
is a fine?
So, oh man, we're off the rails. We haven't even started talking about this movie. So this is the third movie, and I think the second best movie.
Did you vote anything but Studio 57, may I ask?
I'm gonna log in right now on my computer and vote. So this is the third movie in the apocalyptic series.
You want to know why I wanted to call it? You know what? I'm not even gonna fucking say it anymore.
I don't know why.
I'm not gonna say it now.
Well, if you would tell me, then maybe we could call it that.
That's my heart breaking.
Why is your heart in your shoulder?
Fuck, that is tasty right there. I could have drank 5 or 6 of those already.
So, yeah, see, Jamie said we need context on Heinz 57.
I don't use Kotex. Context. What did I say?
Kotex. I thought you were talking about... Yeah, I hope you don't use Kotex, because that's a feminine product.
Ladies' tampons.
It's a timpan. Okay, so we're going to go into this next movie. You're in the Mouth of Madness, 1994, 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb, and that's
which
pretty
is really
high.
really good for IMDb.
It's pretty high because most people are like, "Fuck this movie."
You should look up.
It actually made movie at the box office, but not a lot. But it made nearly $1 million profit. John Coop. It made about $1 million worldwide during its run.
It was still rough, man.
Yeah,
it didn't. But nowadays, dude, people that's never seen this, man, you show. I was telling you, it's what did I tell you it was? Fuck.
A cult classic.
No. Yeah, that shit's still scary, dude.
It's a good movie.
He said, I hate Doug Collins said it terrified me. Yeah, it's still creepy. There's some creepy parts. But it goes. It's like was written to be an anthology. No. What the fuck did I use? I say words and then I forget what the fuck I said.
It was written to be
part of a H.P. Lovecraft. Remember I told you?
Oh yeah. It's definitely like supposed to be. It's very it's like Lovecraftian in its.
It's like H.P. He channeled H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of stuff. So it's weird because this is a very like the themes are very like Lovecraft stuff, but it's also written. This film for John Carpenter is the most Stephen King-like story out of any film he's directed, but dealing with like Lovecraft type things.
He made the author Sutter Kane is supposed to be like Stephen King, but even bigger than Stephen King.
Yeah.
Even the letters they use on the Sutter King novels are the same type of font that they use on the Stephen King books.
And it's Michael DeLuca Luca is the writer who he's only written like 6 or 7 things. He's hardly written anything. His real thing is I think he was the president or like COO of New Line Cinema. He's like a huge producer is what he is. He ran MGM. I mean, he's like super huge executive and producer in the movie industry. But this is like one of the movies he wrote, and I think it might be only like it might have been like the first thing he wrote. Let's see. The Kid on the Bike.
No. I think he was talking about Sutter Kane.
Sutter Kane. Why that name? I don't know. I'm gonna. Here's what's funny about The Kid on the Bike. Yeah,
you know who it is, right?
Yeah, it's Hayden Christensen.
Fucking Sandman. It's
his first movie.
No. Who is it?
He's Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's him. I was thinking of the other guy that played Sandman in the Spider-Man movies.
Dude, what a shitbag. Dude, those prequels, they were bad, right?
No, about the Stephen King reference.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he did say up there. Yeah, it was supposed to be a Stephen King. People were saying, well, it's based on Castle Rock. No, it is not. It is based on Arkham. Where's
Oh yeah, that's kind of like the
mental hospital.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on? Oh, the SK Sutter Kane Stephen King. Yeah. And I read a thing where John Carpenter said he wanted, because he had worked with Stephen King before, directing, oh my God. Well, whatever. He directed, Christine? Yeah. And,
dude, Christine is so fucking good too.
Yeah. I don't think Emily's ever seen that.
Man, John Carpenter's a king, dude, of horror.
Yeah. And it's weird because like a lot of his stuff,
wait for his new movie to come out.
A lot of his stuff is like slept on. Like it's real, doesn't do good at the box office.
Watch. When he does a new one now when it comes out, I hope he dude, think about the thing. They released it at the theater.
And it sold out.
It's sold out almost every time.
Yeah. So
no, he doesn't make an appearance.
Yeah, so it's like the cast is really good. I mean, the main character, John Trent, is obviously Sam Neill. That's why we're doing Sam Neill night, for whatever reason. And
lyrical
Charles and Heston. I mean,
dude, I like
Charles and Heston.
I like how he came out in this movie for limited time, and then he was also in True Lies, just as a little bit. He was the main guy, the director of the CIA or wherever they work for.
Oh, that's crazy! I completely forgot about that.
And he probably did all his own fucking lines too. Like that shit's so ad lib probably.
And then I
don't know who that girl was. She always looks familiar to me, but
Linda. The only thing I know about she's been in a decent amount of stuff, but like
from my cold dead head.
The thing that she's in that I really remember is she was one of the she was the vampire in Fright Night 2.
That's where she's from.
Yeah. And then
dude, I love Fright Night 2.
And then the Sutter Kane, he was the main guy from Das Boot, which I have the director's cut of Das Boot at home, and that fool is like 18 hours long. It like just goes on
dude,
forever
that movie
and ever.
is great. It's a very rare movie that takes place seen from the German's eyes.
Yeah, he's also
great.
He's also in Air Force One. Get off my plane. And in the original Dune.
Get off my plane.
I mean, he's in a lot of stuff. He's
set a course for Alderaan.
He's a huge German.
He was also in Cigarette Burns.
I haven't seen that.
I know you haven't. John Carpenter directed Masters of Horror. Did you take it home or is it still up here?
Yep, I got it at home.
God dang it, Doug. You need to bring it back up here. You need to watch it.
Yep.
Almost, Lyric. Almost to 100. Tell all your friends.
And then the guy who is the kind of the attendant at the insane asylum, he's Slapperstein. That's his character. He's also, I knew him. I mean, I know him from. I haven't seen Cigarette Burns. I know him from. He was like the Lex Luthor character in Smallville. He wasn't Lex Luthor. I can't remember what his name is, but he was something Luthor. Like he was, they changed everybody in that series. But
it's funny. The older guy, right?
Yeah.
The
guy who was like, who's just smiling when they're.
Well, the older guy was in the first Omen as a photographer.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the Omen.
Sam Neill was actually played Damien in the Omen 3 Final Conflict. Saw that at the theater.
Yeah.
Damn, I just remembered that.
Yeah.
Lyric knows what's up with Cigarette Burns.
And then Peter Jason's in it, who is in like nearly every John Carpenter movie.
Was it 7 or 11? I couldn't remember.
What?
Movies.
What?
That he's been in.
Dude, I don't even know.
I think it's 11.
I mean, he's just like in every John Carpenter
movie.
movie.
And it's just a small bit.
It's always just a small bit. And then Frances Bay, Mrs. Pickens. Dude, I love that. I mean, still my favorite. I still feel like my favorite. I
already know where you're going with
my favorite thing that she's in is Happy Gilmore. Because I just love her in Happy Gilmore. But
and this one she's hacking up her husband and shit with an axe.
Yeah. But she's also in a lot of David Lynch stuff.
Wild
at Heart, Blue Velvet.
Oh yeah. Wild at Heart, man. It's so crazy how people never seen Wild at Heart.
Yeah. She's in Twin Peaks. Yeah, she's in a lot of his stuff too. And she's also in, and I didn't even know this, and I'm gonna have to watch for it because I cannot remember her at all in it, but she's in Critters 3, which probably shouldn't have been made, but I
have the box set. 1 through 4.
And then also do you remember whenever they go to the church and there's I can't remember his name right now, but
Wilhelm von Homburg.
Yeah, William von Homburg. I can't remember his character's name.
He's just
He's like a town. He's like a
townsman. That's what he's listed at, or something.
He's a Hobbs. What's it called? Hobbs End. It's the name of the town. He's a Hobbs End guy, and his son, I think Justin. I think that's what his name was. it has been taken by Sutter Kane, and they go to get him back. And as soon as I saw him, I'm like, dang it. Like, I love that guy. And the funny thing is, the only thing I know him from is being Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters 2. Like, he's the main antagonist in Ghostbusters 2.
You know what ruined that movie for me?
What, Ghostbusters 2?
The museum guy. God, I can't stand him.
Yeah, it sucks.
Him and his stupid ass accent.
Yeah,
dude.
that's the worst part. But he's the reason Vigo comes back.
It doesn't matter. Just act normal. Why did he have to be a foreign guy and do a terrible job at it?
Like, why do you have to do a bad accent?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just terrible.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
Sam Neill is a insurance fraud investigator,
yeah.
And they hire him because the publishing company that publishes Sutter Kane's novels can't find him. He disappeared. And they want to know what the hell's going on. They haven't received the new book. People are going ape shit. People are actually killing themselves trying to get a reserved copy of it.
Yeah, there's like bookstore riots. I think we should make a shirt that says, like, I survived the bookstore riots of, like,
Sutter Kane
94 or whatever. I think that'd be funny. But yeah, so, like, people are going, like, actual crazy. Like, supposedly these books are making him go crazy.
You know those Stephen King rules? We should do Sutter Kane rules.
I've seen some of those. I've seen people have done that before. But, I mean, we could do it, too.
All we got to do is buy those felt letters. The old school felt letters.
Oh, and actually, like, iron them on ourselves?
Hell yeah.
I'll let you do that.
I don't have an iron. Does it look like I have a fucking iron? Only white people have iron. Do you have an iron?
No.
You fucking have an
iron. I don't have an iron. I have a steamer.
Oh,
that's
fuck,
even
that's
more
even
white.
worse.
That's even whiter.
Shit.
It's like a soft, subtle.
You know what Mexicans do?
What? Throw your shit outside and shake it around in the dryer for 5 minutes.
Open the shower curtain. Put your shirt on the...
While you're showering, so the steam gets it.
Let the steam get it, sit, and it fucking smooths it out.
That's pretty good.
I ain't gonna go spend no $17.96 at Walmart for no iron. So, they hire this dude, Charlton Heston.
Yep.
They hire him to go look for Sutter Kane. And he's like, well, where is he? So he goes out and he buys all these books. He buys all of Sutter Kane's books. And he starts reading them and he starts freaking out. He starts having nightmares.
Right away, dreams and dreams.
Dreams and dreams. Dreams from other dimensions. That fucking cop, dude. So on the way home after buying the books, he hears a commotion in the alley. He's all like, what the fuck is going on over there? He sees this cop beating up this Mexican guy. No, it's a Mexican because you see a can of spray paint roll. Dude, you know it's a Mexican spray paint. So they don't show his face. They dare not show anybody who anything is. But you know it's a Mexican because the spray paint hand rolls. And he's beating the dude with a fucking, what do you call those things?
Billy Club?
Yeah, whatever. And he turns around and sees him. He goes, "You want some too, bud?" So he just like, no. I want none of this shit.
Just walks away.
I want none of this shit, bruh. So he goes home and he starts reading this shit. And he starts having dreams about the cop. And he sees the cop again. And the cop turns around and the cop's all fucked up. The makeup's amazing. It was Greg Nicotero.
It was Greg Nicotero's team.
Baton.
What's the name of his company? KL. It's like 6 letters. I don't know. I can't even remember. But
I do makeup at org.net.
Yeah. It was Greg Nicotero's team. Mostly shot in Canada. I think Toronto area. And yeah, man, the makeup in this movie, it's not, the weird thing about it is it's not like they go crazy and try to go too gory. Like, I mean, there's definitely some parts where, where Vigo the Carpathian, like, shoots himself in the head.
They don't show it.
but they do show like blood dripping off his hand.
That's the way I was written. And then
yeah,
they just show his arms go limp. And
yeah.
like,
so
you gotta figure. I'd rather see it.
But there's a lot of good makeup stuff in this thing, and a lot of good like puppet stuff. But they keep away from anything that pushes it, I think, really far. I think people who aren't necessarily like crazy slasher horror fans can like this movie. But they still do really good makeup. Like I think like some of as the faces are starting to get kind of deformed.
The painting, dude. So they check into this hotel, and right away the painting is like, they notice the painting and they turn back around and they're turned the other way.
Yeah.
And then they turn back around and her arm's getting all long and into a tentacle.
Yeah.
Right there, you're like, man, this is all H.P. Lovecraft.
So that kind of reminded me of Dagon, because by the end, when he looks at the painting, they're next to a river and they kind of look like fish people. They kind of look like fish people. So I'm like, okay, that's very H.P. Lovecraft. And there's also an H.P. Lovecraft movie called, or book, or novella called Pickens' Model. And Pickens' Model is about a painter in Boston who Pickens, and that's the name of the hotel, Mrs. Pickens and Pickens, and he's a painter. And his paintings are so grotesque and horrible that they kick him out of the painting society. That's what the book's about, or the novella's about. Whatever.
Man, I want to read more of his stuff, but his stuff's so hard to read. To me, it is. I have to read sentences.
What do you mean, like?
Because the way he talks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he was writing the shit in the early 1900s. So.
That's why I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Way back, they were probably like, this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, they were probably like, this dude is crazy as shit.
He died fucking poor and alone.
Yeah.
And now they're making movies and shit about him. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
People are worshiping him, making movies about stuff that he wrote.
Dude,
like, it's amazing.
I read one of his short stories the other night, and it's crazy because there's this short story, and it's called it's not The Old Man, it's like the something old man, and it's it's only like 3 pages long, like super short. I mean, the type is super small, so it's like 3 or 4 pages long, and it's about these guys trying to rob this old man, and he basically like kills them. But it's like super short, and it's like just kind of cryptic, and like you're like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, dude, you could expand this into a whole movie. This like 4 pages that he wrote could be a whole movie, and he's got hundreds of them. I mean, you bought Emily the that box set, the complete collection, everything from Strange Tale, or what was it, Strange Tales?
Yeah.
So it was like all his short stories, all his like short novels, everything. It's like the entire, I think it's like 6 books that you bought her. So I started reading a lot of those, because some of them are only like 5 or 6 pages long, and you're just like, dang, this is like a great story, and it's only 4 pages long. And it's I think, talking about Pickens' Model, it's basically this writer or this painter who goes missing. Or
you can even do, somebody that really loves his works can do a series based on H.P. Lovecraft.
Well, supposedly
and like 30 minutes, 45-minute long series.
There was a one on Amazon a couple years ago, Something's Alley or something. Did you hear about that? Hey, Jamie, can you look that up? There's a show. I actually just got an ad for it.
It wasn't Nightmare Alley, was it?
No, it's not Nightmare Alley.
That's that movie.
But it says like H.P. Lovecraft done right. But it came out in like 2019. I was like, how did I never hear about this? And so I started looking into it like today. And I was like, holy shit, this looks amazing. And I'd never even heard of it. No, Lovecraft Country's terrible.
That show sucked. I had high hopes.
Dude, Lovecraft Country had nothing to do with Lovecraft except for like just
it was just
barely.
really woke, dude. Like, okay, we get it, but
I liked it. I just thought it was gonna be like whenever they show like they show like a Cthulhu type creature in
but
Lovecraft
real quick,
Country,
they show him flying over during the soldiers.
But real quick, and then it's like a dream sequence, maybe. You're like,
man,
what?
Yeah, I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I watched it, and because
when the ghosts were coming out from the ground.
I liked the story. I liked it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I wish it would have been more
bummed me out.
Lovecraftian. I'll try to find it, Jamie. It doesn't say anything about it. It was just like I saw it said Lovecraft done right, and then I started watching clips. I was like, holy shit, this looks crazy. How have I never heard of this? And I think it was called something Alley. I think it said, I don't know. It popped up on my IMDb, and then I looked it up. I'll have to look later. I can look at my search history. But yeah, this thing, like I thought was cool. Like, so Pickman's Model, the story by Lovecraft is about an artist whose stuff is super crazy, so other artists are like, oh, this is like too much, and then he goes missing, so they go to look for him, and so, but he's a painter, and so then when they get to Pickens, there's a painting that's changing, and then like it's changing into fish, which is kind of like Dagon, and then I mean, pretty much all the tentacles and everything.
I actually have one of his anthology books in my bag. I'm gonna start reading it. I got it from Lyric. I don't know who bought it for Lyric, or maybe it was mine and I gave it to her.
Yeah.
But I had it, and I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, and then every one of Sutter Kane's books titles in the movie
is based on
a title of a, like it's like something in the basement is like rat in the wall or whatever. I mean, it's like there's every single one of his books is based on the title of one of Lovecraft's stories. So I think that's really cool. I mean,
it's weird. Like whenever I'm tattooing clients and their kids are here and they're somewhat older, but still not, teenagers.
Yeah.
They're teenagers and they're reading, and I'll tell them, what are you reading? Always, you should read this. Have you ever heard of H.P. Lovecraft? You should read some of his stuff. You should read Good Omens. I always try to steer them because there's so much more out there than just fucking Hunger Games. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Harry Potter's good, and Hunger Games, I've never read it. I've never even seen it. But
dude, Hunger Games is the shit.
But there's so much more
the book's better than the movies.
They could explore.
Yeah.
So I always try to fuck with kids' heads.
I thought like the sets, dude, there was so much good stuff about this movie. Both of these movies also, to go to number 8, I guess now, they're both shot in
widescreen.
They're both shot with anamorphic widescreen.
My exact thoughts, Battle Royale ripoff.
Dude.
Here we go.
No, we were at the used DVD store the other day.
Did you find it? You had
they had Battle Royale on Blu-ray for $15, and I don't know why I didn't buy it.
I ordered the deluxe box one. It comes in a brown bag and shit.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I pre-ordered that shit.
It's a great movie,
dude. That's when I used to buy everything. As soon as I saw it, I'd be like, I'm buying it. And I'd pre-order everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. They both. I mean, it's really weird because I think like, anamorphic stuff is just. I mean, I know the lenses are crazy expensive, but it's like anything that's shot in anamorphic just looks really cinematic, no matter what. Like it's like the cheapest ass production if you put an anamorphic lens on it and just get a couple good shots. It just looks so good. But that's me. That's how it looks to my eyes.
When he goes, he figures out where Sutter Kane is by ripping off. He sees lines in the book covers.
Yeah.
So he rips all the book covers off and he cuts them out with scissors. And he starts moving them around. He finds out it makes a state. So he goes back to the publisher and he puts it down on a map. And where is it at? It's in the between
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's where he's at. And he's all very cute, guys. Let's fucking figure it out. Cut the book pages out and figure out where he is at.
Yeah,
and win a tote bag.
Yeah, he thinks he's being scammed by the publisher as a publicity stunt. And it later comes out that, yes, it was a publicity stunt,
but he was supposed to come back.
Yeah, but not... It wasn't a publicity stunt. Like, them hiring him to say he was missing was a publicity stunt, but they didn't really realize he actually was missing and, you know, all that stuff.
So right when they find out, they take off driving, and that's where they encounter the kid on the bike. And that shit is so fucking creepy. Where they pass the kid up in the dark, and he's on his bike, and he's just looking at her.
And just in the middle of nowhere.
And they filmed that shit right. It could have been shitty CGI, but it looks real. Like, they look in the rearview mirror, you could see him disappear into the darkness.
Yeah.
And then out of fucking nowhere, they're driving, and that fucking same bike comes roaring by, and he's old.
Yeah.
He's an old man.
Yeah.
So from then on, them looking for the town, they're looking for Hobbstown?
Hobbs End.
Hobbs End. They're looking for Hobbs End. It just turns into a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
An H.P. Lovecraft nightmare. And she's like paying attention, and she looks down, and the lines in the road disappear. So it looks like they're just driving on
sky.
On sky. There's lightning underneath her. And before that, the kid comes out again, the old man, and she fucking nails him. He flies over the car. And then she walks up to him, and what does he say? Like,
he won't let me
leave.
He won't let me leave, yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, something's afoot.
Yeah. That's where Jamie says they're crossing into the hell dimension. So
I think that was more of a old gods.
Yeah.
Another cosmic. Man, if you would have added, instead of blue lightning underneath the car, if it had been purples and pinks, dude, this shit would have been fucking cosmic horror.
Yeah.
But this is just, I consider it just body horror.
Yeah.
More pinks and purples, guys. Come on.
There's a lot of really cool stuff, like the
lyric reminds me when I drive from Texas to Savannah.
There's a lot of really cool stuff, like the contact lenses that Greg Nicotero's team made. Dude, those contact lenses, every time they show them up close, it's like the pupils, it's like, and then there's splitting,
and then there's like little dots around it. It reminds me of whenever in the Cronenberg universe in Rick and Morty, when they change, their eyes look like that, and I'm like, I wonder if he used that.
Well, it's weird. It's like the eyes, the irises are splitting apart, so it's like double eyes, and yeah, it's weird. You know, like there's one part where he says, "Did I tell you my favorite color was blue?" And then he like wakes up and everything's blue.
That's the power he had.
If you look at like every single set of contact lenses, all their eyes are blue. Like whenever their eyes are doing that weird splitting thing, they're always blue. I want a set of those contact lenses.
Yeah, so they get to the town, and he still thinks everybody's in it. He's all great actor.
Yeah, he thinks everything's
great actor. Like, and she keeps telling him, the girl's like, dude, it was a publicity stunt, but he never came back. Like, this is part of the books. These are all part of the books. The inn that we're staying in is based on his book in one of his books, the Sutter Kane books. It's named after that. There's something in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
With something moving, and there's arms and shit. Dude, it's so fucking H.P. Lovecraft. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's when, as they start going along in the movie, the story, they go back down, and the lady, she's her eyes are starting to get pink around the edges, and she looks kind of sickly. And yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, Mrs. Pickman. Yeah.
Yeah, she's starting to get sicker looking. And...
yeah, and it's weird too because they go up to the room and the Linda, the lady from the publishing company, she's like this was a publicity stunt, but this isn't real. I've read this before. This is part of his new story. I've read this part of the book.
If this was part of the book, there would be a giant church out here.
Yeah.
you didn't read he just skimmed through the books.
Yeah.
So she's like, you didn't read it thorough enough. It's on the northeast side, and she goes to the window and opens it up. And that dude.
Giant temple.
Dude, they had to have built that fucking thing.
No, it's a real church. That's a real church. So when the movie first came out, everybody thought that was a painting. Everybody thought that the faraway shot was a set painting because
you can tell it's not,
like
but
it's in the middle of nowhere. It's an actual Catholic church that was built. It's called the Slovak Cathedral, and it's a Catholic church in the middle of nowhere. The guy, you know that guy that goes around and oh my God, it's like called like not haunted history, but he goes around and he just shows all the different places that are. He used to have a show on Sci-Fi. I think it was on Sci-Fi. That's a real temple, so he goes to it and shows it. Well, now there's houses around the boundary of it, but at that time they had just built it,
field,
and it was a field in the middle of
it was
nowhere.
A real church.
That's a real church,
like used for church.
Yes, and it's a real Catholic church.
Dude, when I saw it, the first time I saw it, I was like, holy fuck, did they spend all this money to build this fucking thing and the movie tanked?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were probably like, bitch, you wasted fucking $6.2 million on a church.
Yeah, so that's a real church. So everybody thought it was like a painted set because that's what
you can tell though.
Are.
Even when they show it way in the background, you can tell it's real.
Dude, it looks so crazy though because it's so big, all out in the middle of nowhere. Like it doesn't seem real.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, the locations, whoever did their location scouting, man, they did a good job because there's some good stuff. Even like the Pickens Hotel is a little building out in the middle of nowhere. Like it's in the woods. That building is a real building in the middle of the woods in like an hour outside of Toronto area. Like that whole town.
Dude, imagine getting paid. That's what Lyric does.
Dude.
Lyric does the scouting locations because she's so fucking good at it. But imagine doing it for a big movie.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I found the perfect place. It's a fucking Slavic church.
That town is called, it's a real town called Unionville. It's about an hour outside Toronto. Everything was filmed in the Toronto area. The insane asylum is a water treatment plant.
I read that.
Which they filmed other stuff at.
You can't use it anymore after
I saw that.
9/11.
Said after 9/11 they won't even let film crews in, which is dumb. But
okay, they're gonna blow it up. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like everything's so weird
the film
now.
Crew. The film crew's coming in as terrorists. Yeah, so yeah, man, such a good movie. Such a good movie. It's weird. I don't want to. I've seen a bunch of lists over the years that are like John Carpenter's, talking about the trilogy, and The Thing always comes in number one. This is always number 2, and Prince of Darkness is always number 3. I definitely think Prince of Darkness is the worst of the 3 movies. But man, watching this again recently, I was like, dang, this is such a good movie. And I don't know if I would say it's better than The Thing. I definitely wouldn't say it was better than The Thing.
Close.
But it's different than The Thing. It's like a different type of story. They're both monster stories, this one's more
seriously, I think this one has a better chance of the world ending than The Thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at the end, that shit gets released. Like, it's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why it's the end of the series. So basically, he's writing these books. Sutter Kane is writing these books.
There was no pinks and purples in The Thing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of white and blues.
He's writing these books, and he has been, and they're driving these people crazy.
Sci-fi horror.
When they actually find Sutter Kane, he says, I didn't realize everything I was writing was real, and that they were giving it to me, like the demons or the creatures from the other dimension were giving it to him, right? Yeah.
The blue is closer to purple than red. Damn it!
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah.
But I think The Thing is sci-fi horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sci-fi body horror.
The Thing.
I'm weird. I'm fucking weird. You don't have to believe anything I say, but I've been saying this shit since I was in fucking middle school. What different genres are of horror. Like, it's weird. I love fucking telling people, especially when people are like, You should recommend movies. Don't fucking ask me to recommend movies to you because I will go off. I told you Kat messaged me and was like, could you recommend me some horror movie gore? And I was like, bitch.
Like Cat, Cody and Cat? No. Or the cat, okay.
She doesn't like horror movies.
I know, that's why it was kind of weird.
Warlock? I don't think he was in Warlock. I Hate Doug Carlos said was the guy who played Sutter Kane, the same guy. I don't know. I haven't seen Lawnmower Man in fucking years.
I don't think so. But
he's always played a bad guy. In Cigarette Burns, I mean, he's kind of, I wouldn't necessarily call him a bad guy, but he fucking did play Jesus H. Christ in The Seventh Sign with Demi Moore.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that was him.
Oh, man. That was great.
Oh, shit. Larry said, I have to tell my producer my favorite zombie movie for my film bio, which is... Lyric, don't drop the ball on this one, Lyric.
I know what my favorite zombie movie is.
I already know what it is. Can I say it?
Yeah, if you know what it is.
Zombie.
No.
That's what you told me.
No. That's not my favorite. I love Zombie because I really love the Fulci zombies and like the Italian zombies because they like just pushed it to a fucking gory, weird place. I have a lot of Italian zombie movies at home. But I think
I actually have the DVD version called Zombie, and I have the exact DVD version called Zombie 2. It's the exact same movie, has a different cover. Those are my prized possessions.
I think Dawn of the Dead is my favorite. But Dawn of the Dead is my favorite because it was what really got me into horror. It's the movie, like, it has so many memories to me. It's not necessarily that I think it's the best movie, although I do have, like, the frickin' 6-disc box set at home with every release version. But, like, it's just, like, one of those ones where it has so many memories associated to it that, like, I have to call it one of my favorite movies.
My favorite zombie movie of all time.
Shaun of the Dead.
The OG. What's the OG zombie?
Night of the Living Dead. I Walked with a Zombie. Harley Davidson zombie writer.
Frankenstein.
Oh, Frankenstein's not a zombie. He's a monster.
They brought his ass back. That's a zombie.
But he was brought back through... I guess you're right.
No, not Night of the Creeps. If it's not Frankenstein, that's where I got him on my hand. He's the OG.
But Night of the Creeps are zombies because they're controlled by aliens. So... If
it's not Frankenstein, I have to go with Day of the Dead. That revolutionized fucking makeup.
Yeah.
That movie revolutionized makeup for all zombie movies.
Dude, Dawn of the Dead, definitely. Dude, they're just like, here's some blue face paint. The black guy in that movie's just like, they just like sprayed him with light blue paint.
Day of the
Dead.
Dead.
You're a zombie. Yeah, Day of the Dead
Day
is
of the
definitely...
Dead is probably my favorite.
I mean, there's so many good ones. How do you say your favorite?
I know, it's really hard. My latest favorite? Train to Busan, dude.
Dude.
That movie's fucking amazing. If y'all have not seen Train to Busan, that is probably one of the best zombie movies in a long time.
Dude.
It's just so fucking good.
Yeah. Train to Busan, I'm not excited for Train to New York to come out, but I don't
know who's directing it. I don't know.
I don't either. You know what I've still never seen? I've still never seen the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake.
Dude, that's another one that revolutionized fucking... He's the one that invented... He was like, you know what? Let's make these fucking zombies fast. It's pretty... Dude, zombie babies?
But there was this fast zombie in Dawn of the Dead. Whenever he goes into the gas station, the little kids are like... They run real fast. Which is like a mistake, but it was the first fast zombies.
What the fuck is T2B? I don't know this fancy... Train to Busan. Oh! Yeah, Zack Snyder. That dude, he did Army of the Dead. Fuck. Zack Snyder cannot be stopped. If he keeps going, he could be, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he could be the next Steven Spielberg. Yes, he could be.
So he's going to make like an E.T. but zombie version?
Just as long as it's not E.T.
As long as the little kids end up on drugs, that's cool with me.
Yeah. Dude, we went way off the subject on this movie.
Wait, are we talking about a movie?
Yeah.
So, yeah. In the Mouth of Madness. So, yeah, man, they get to the town. They're trying to find him. There's some crazy stuff. When that Doberman dog attack happens...
Dude, where'd they fucking get all these Dobermans from?
Dude, there's like a dozen Dobermans coming out. And they're coming and they're like... I guess some of the stuntmen actually had to go to the hospital because there was too many dogs to like actually control them, and so some people actually got like bit pretty bad.
It fucking looked like it.
Man. I was like, what the shit?
Oh yeah, I guess 28 days later did the first Fast Zombie.
Was that before?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that's probably 2002, huh?
Yeah,
man,
you're
that's
right.
One of my favorite, too.
You're right. You fuck. I don't call every subscriber. Oh wait, he's not a subscriber. You cheap fuck.
Yeah, 28 days later. That's one of my.
He's the one that revolutionized the Fast Zombie, and they weren't zombies. They were still alive. They had rage.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fucking count, you fuck. I'm sorry.
I kind of think I like 28 weeks better than I do 28 days later.
That's what Panama Red said. He thinks the best one is
Oh, I didn't see that.
Panama Red said he likes 28 weeks better.
Yeah, I think
dude, it's been so long. I've seen that once. I know the beginning he fucking leaves his wife.
Oh yeah,
kids.
He ditches his wife. Well, not the kids. The kids are. I don't know who the guy is, but the girl is the one from Outer Range. The girl from Outer Range.
The main girl?
Yeah, the girl that shows up to go camping.
Damn, that bitch is in everything.
Yeah, she's the daughter in that. In 28 Weeks Later. Dude,
hilarious that she sidetracked us. Yes, you always sidetrack us.
Dude, just the fact that dude, 28 Weeks Later, it's like more fucked up because it's like a dude who abandons his family. And then he turns into the fucking crazy zombie, but...
You don't have to worry about... If anything happens, Doug, I would sacrifice myself so I could get away. Okay, ain't no way I'm running. I'm gonna be like, just fucking eat me, bro.
So, they get to this town.
And it's the fucking book. Like, it's all the books.
Yeah. Everything's combined.
And she takes off because she starts freaking out. Nobody wants to fucking... Oh, yeah. Hawkeye is in it.
He's a sniper. He's a Hawkeye in that shit, too.
And he doesn't want to believe it. He's like, no, I don't fucking...
Yeah, he's like nonstop, just like, this is not real, even though he's seen it. Dude, whenever he finally runs into Sutter Kane, and Sutter Kane is telling him, like, I've written this book, you're going to take it back, and he's telling him, as people read this book, it'll usher in the evil, and the more people believe in me than believe in God.
It's feeding them.
Dude, what's crazy about this movie is that it's not even like a horror writer that wrote this movie.
Yeah, Jamie's right. He doesn't believe it because that's how he was written.
Yeah.
And so you kind of start like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, and then when Sutter Kane tells him, you know, you don't exist.
You didn't even exist before I wrote you.
You didn't exist before I wrote you. And he's kind of like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, man. Basically, the world is, I guess, descending into hell because, like, this book gets released and it's opening up the dimensional portal, and all the, like, you know, Cthulhu type creatures are coming through.
He finally goes to the church and he meets him, and he's like, you need to go and take this book and release it to the world, my final book, and it'll release some, the darkness will come. And he's like, come with me.
Hey, thanks for the cheers. anonymous cheerer.
What does that
Look
mean?
at that little guy popping up.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what we do. I don't know what to
You
do.
can do whatever you want. You can say, thank you, anonymous cheerer. What's an anonymous cheerer? You just go around. I don't know if you're going to like talk or not, but since you're anonymous, but do you just go around and cheer people? Because that's kind of cool. I mean, that's really cool.
Do I keep doing this till that little ghost goes away?
That ghost is never going to go away. That's part of the chat. I like that little chat. Man, thank you so much. Oh, that was you, Lyric?
Why'd you give it away? We wanted to keep guessing.
Dang it. I thought that was actually a username. Like, I'm the anonymous cheerer, and I just go to people's pages and cheer people. That means she gave us $1.
Doritos. Doritos.
I love Doritos. I like the HEB version. They're just as good, but
never had them.
Well.
So he's like, you need to go. You need to go. He sounds kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger to me.
He's German. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian.
Same thing. You need to go.
They're all Nazis.
Get to the chopper. He tells him, right, get to the chopper.
Yeah. Yeah, man, there are some cool, like where Linda, that's her name, right? The book publisher lady.
Every time you say her name, it reminds me of that little kid from that meme. No. Linda, listen. Linda.
So Linda.
Look it up.
Linda.
Look it up. Jamie, you know what I'm talking about, Jamie?
Linda is there, and she's like starting to kiss Sutter Kane at a point, and it shows her kind of reaching around him, and it goes. There's a crazy puppet prosthetic attached to the actor,
and that's when you realize they're fucking. They're writing the book,
but like,
they're actually writing these books to get released into the world.
Yeah, but like that demon, kind of malignant thing on him, dude, that looks so cool. That's like a really good puppet. There's another good puppet of Mrs. Pickens, where
I hate Doug Carlos mentioned that. Does she have crab legs?
So no,
it was all tentacles, right?
So
it was supposed to be a man in a suit, but it looked too cheesy. John Carpenter was like, this looks like shit.
So what happened is, in one of the previous books,
excuse me,
that character, Mrs. Pickens, had killed her husband with an axe. In this book, in the story where they're going along, when they're checking in, the next day he comes down, he's trying to talk to her, and you hear something, and the camera, after John Trent walks away, it pans down, and it shows the husband under the counter, and he's handcuffed to her,
butt naked,
and she's like kicking him, like shut up, and he's like all like,
and
crazy.
Then he's all trying to see, and she's all, oh yes, dear.
Yeah, and then later in another scene where he hears something, John goes down into the basement, and he sees Mrs. Pickens, but she's like all tentacles. She has tentacles coming out. There's tentacles coming out of, where her legs would be, and the husband's chained to it, and her arm has an axe in it, and she chops him. That scene apparently used to be a lot longer, and it was kind of more gruesome. Also, Greg Nicotero, in an interview I saw, said that he had already flown home. That was like a smaller scale puppet.
You can tell, but it's still a decent.
Yeah, it was a smaller scale puppet. And then there's some dialogue that John Carpenter wanted to say, so they ended up putting a prosthetic on the actual actress for one part. And it's weird, because I saw that interview and I'm like, I don't remember that part, but I don't remember her, it not being a just a scaled puppet. But they said it was like, the puppets that, with wires moving all the tentacles and stuff. Dude, a lot of really cool puppet work. Whenever he gets the manuscript and Sutter Kane's like, you need to go back and take this manuscript.
I can't hold them back much longer. There's like a breathing door.
Yeah.
So that scene, when he goes, before he goes, that scene, the door was supposed to break open, and they were supposed to show an army of creatures coming out, but they were like, that's gonna cost way too much money. Yeah. Why don't you just look like you're peeling your face away like a book? So that's why they did that part. And then he goes and he looks in and they just show real quick.
Yeah.
Because it was going to cost like a lot of money to do a horde of creatures coming out from the cosmos, from the deep.
So they blackness. Did. What they did do in that scene is, Sutter Kane is standing there saying, "You will take the book back," and he grabs his face and it kind of starts tearing like a book page, and he tears the other side, and then there's like a portal looking into nothingness, and John Trent goes and he's looking into it. And then Linda starts reading from the manuscript, and it's like, as he looks into the thing, the creatures get further and further.
And that's when you realize, oh shit, like, he's part of the fucking story. This is what's happening.
So he grabs the manuscript, he takes off running, and then he's like in a long tunnel, which is like the other movie. And
it looks pretty fucking close to
looks good. So
no, it looks like the same. It almost looks like the same kind of tunnel. Yeah. I wonder if he was like.
Yeah. So at that point, there's these monsters kind of chasing him. And that thing was crazy. I saw a behind the scenes where Greg Nicotero, like, they just made this wall of creature puppet that was on this big welded rolling frame. And it had like dozens of.
I would see what he showed more of it
in there. It's crazy looking at it from, the behind the scenes camera, where it's not all cut and crazy. It doesn't look near as good as like all the like little angles, but there were a few standalone puppets walking in front of that wall of puppet, and one of them was like a creature they call like the meatball creature or something. It's kind of a round one that had like crazy teeth, like the Deadly Spawn teeth. And
I hate Doug Carlos reminded me of the Rancor. Yeah. Oh,
shit. Damn it. She said she was going to do that. We have just been redeemed for Rosé All Day for 2,000 baby teeth. So we will be taking a rosé break. We will be right back with you. You can keep talking. What? I don't think it'll make a noise.
Yeah, we do it sideways.
Whoa, who's that bitch? Wait, that's the lady you don't like. That's the lady who was mean to that guy. Remember you said at the show? It's like, who is that? Who was it? Who was she mean to?
The dad from Teen Wolf.
That's his ex-wife, right? That's
She's
Teen Wolf's
bitch.
Dad. Why is she on a... Ooh. Look at that smoke in there. That can't be good. This stuff's probably bad. Can alcohol go bad?
I don't think so. It's been refrigerated. I'll try it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you're going to try it.
Tastes like it just did when we opened it. Can you throw some ice in there, though? It's fucking hot.
Yeah, it's been sitting over here next to the fog machine.
Kind of tastes like rotten grapes.
That's what wine tastes like.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody likes this shit. I'm just going to reach in with my hands.
I can't do all the way up, Lyric. That stuff's kind of rotten. More ice, please.
More ice?
More ice. It's hot, Doug.
It's been sitting next to the smoke machine. The smoke machine's hot. All the way up. That's a Drake song.
No.
Yeah. All the way up. It's Drake.
No.
All the way up.
No, not all the way up. That's good.
Okay.
Was this mine?
So, no, it's not bad. It's just hot because I didn't put it on ice.
It tastes just like it did. It's just really hot. Look at that. The ice is melting crazy fast. That's how hot it is.
It was sitting next to the smoke machine for real. Use your straw like this.
No, I like the way this sounds.
Okay. To Lyric, may all your future endeavors come true. Sorry that Carlos isn't cheersing with me.
No, hold on. To the best daughter anybody could ever have in the entire world. To Lyric.
It's pretty good. Why do you chug it? I don't think you're supposed to chug rosé on ice.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe you are. Look at that face you're making. If anybody doesn't know, we're
my favorite dads.
Oof. I don't know if it's good anymore. I'm gonna say we're buying new rosé for next week.
I'll get some.
We need to get a refrigerator for the storage unit. So before we were talking about rosé, I think we were talking about what were we talking about?
The creatures, meatball.
Oh yeah, meatball creature. And then there was another creature that was like, I think it was two guys in a suit walking together, but it like had this crazy arms on the back too that kind of looked crabbish. That thing was pretty cool looking.
Lyrics that moved to Savannah so I can produce your show.
Once Jamie graduates and she's not here anymore, that'd be great.
When she moves back to Holland.
Yeah.
Because she's a Hollandaise.
I think she said Netherlands, but
no, I'm pretty sure she's right there. But I mean, what is she gonna say?
I don't know, but I think she was also upset last time you called her Hollandaise too.
She's Holland. Only those are the only fucking people that wear those wooden shoes, and she's always wearing those fucking things, making all that noise.
When I went to Amsterdam, there's like a giant wooden shoe there that you can. I think I have a picture of me sitting in it.
Dude, holy shit! I just had a crazy fucking flashback right now, like an acid flashback. So when I used to work at this little shop off South Pressa, there was this big fucking dude. He was like 6'4", like huge guy, huge beard, thick fucking accent. We could literally hear him coming down the sidewalk. Clock, 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 clock.
Wait, he was wearing the wooden shoes?
He would wear the wooden fucking shoes and he'd come into the shop. I fucking love that dude. He was so fucking funny. And he would always just get little tattoos and I would tattoo him. And he was just hilarious. He just came in one day. I declare a tattoo. I don't know how they fucking sound. Jamie doesn't have an accent. She sounds like Barbie from California. Barbie doll? Barbie?
Yeah.
She doesn't sound anything Hollandaise. Yeah, he was super nice, and he'd come in with this girl, and I like that little thing. And he would come in, and you could hear him walking down the street. Yeah, I'm sorry, that just flashed back in my head. I wonder whatever happened to him. I think he moved back. He was leaving. I never saw him again. Can't even remember his name.
So this movie started, and he's being pulled into an insane asylum, and he's screaming, "I'm not crazy!" And
oh yeah, I totally didn't even think about that.
And
he starts telling the story of what happened.
And he's basically a doctor comes in, and he's the whole entire movie is him telling the story, and then at the end of the movie, it goes back to him being in the.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's so crazy. I forgot about that because at the beginning he's batshit crazy, and then towards the end when he finally gets back to where he's at, and he kills one of the book buyers with an axe, just like the guy that.
And that's what had got him into
the insane asylum. So when it starts off and he's all fucking in a suit and not crazy at all, not believing anything, you're like, what the fuck happened to him to get him to this point?
Whenever it flashes back, so when we get back to current time, he's in the thing and he's like, everything's going crazy out there, isn't it? You know, after he's told the story, because he knows that he's ushering in like Cthulhu and his buddies. And so he's in his cell and all of a sudden shit's going crazy outside, and the door's getting dented, and blood spraying on the window.
In the original script, when the doctor takes off and leaves him, they weren't going to show him again till they show him at the theater. They were going to follow the doctor home.
Oh, weird.
Getting on the train, seeing everybody on the train reading the book, going home, turning on the news, seeing everybody going apeshit, but they cut that out.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
And I think that was a good job, because I think it would have slowed the whole movie down.
So inside it goes back to him in the padded cell, and shit's going crazy in the mental institution, and then his door gets like banged and cut into, and then the next thing is he's opening the door and walking out, and there's blood everywhere and like claw marks in the wall, and
all the paper that's scattered everywhere are the books.
Yeah, so he walks out, and there's just paper everywhere, and he's just kind of walking down. There's like a kind of wrecked ambulance, or the doors are open and stuff. And then it cuts to exterior of the movie theater, and it says like playing Sutter Kane
in the Mouth of Madness.
In the Mouth of Madness,
starring
John Trent. And he goes up and he looks at the poster, and the poster's cool. I actually like went back and paused it and looked at it.
Yeah, that's super cool.
The poster is like in the Mouth of Madness movie poster, but it says, instead of like Sam Neill and stuff, it says like John Trent and all the actors' characters' names. And then but it even still says like, you know, produced by Sandy King, which is John Carpenter's wife / producer, directed by John Carpenter, you know, but it was cool. And then he goes into the theater and he's watching the movie.
We left out, I Hate Doug Carlos says he is covered in crosses.
He is covered in crosses, yeah. He had, before, at the beginning of the movie, whenever the doctor comes to talk
continuity,
to him,
man, when he's sitting at the theater, they're gone.
Yeah. Well, he starts wiping them off as he's walking out of the insane asylum. But he goes into this movie theater, and he's like walking down with a thing of popcorn, and the movie's just playing, I guess. And he walks in, and it's literally the movie we had already watched playing on the screen, which is like,
it's like a mind fuck for us. Like, are we crazy? Is he crazy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so nuts.
It's like they don't end it for you to be like, you have to figure out. It's up to you. It's your perception of what happened.
Yeah, I definitely, it's crazy. It's like such a weird, I really love this movie. It's, I don't know.
I think this one, fourth wall shit. I Hate Doug Carlos. Isn't it your favorite John Carpenter? I think this is his favorite John Carpenter.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think about, like, somebody wrote this, and this is some crazy shit to think about. Like, how do you write stuff like this?
What other, I'm going to ask you a question. What other John Carpenter movie has Sam Neill been in?
What other John Carpenter movie?
Yeah. What other movie was he in? This one's a hard one.
I don't know.
Very underrated. I liked it. People fucking hated it. It bombed too. Memoirs of an Invisible Man with Chevy Chase.
Oh, shit.
He was a fucking villain.
I didn't even know that was a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, he directed that. I need to buy it.
Yeah, that's
I have a lot
crazy.
I have a lot of John Carpenter's. I need to buy that one.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a John Carpenter movie.
Dude, that scene where pieces of the building are gone, that shit's amazing. There's floating pieces of the building. Just a chair floating up from another floor. Like, and it's not special effects. It is. You did two of my favorites, you fucks. And I have to type this shit while I'm in my car. Watching my mom.
You know what's funny is our schedule has been up for like months, showing that we were playing this movie, and no one said anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck, Doug. You know how hard this man tirelessly works to put this shit together? Because I'm too fucking stupid to understand any of this?
Who?
You put all this shit together. You and Jamie. every fucking week. And I just sit back and watch because I don't know shit. And I'm like, I'm going to break that. Every time I pass by something, and I'm like, I'm going to trip and fall on this.
You say that, and I didn't even bring a camera this week. We're using your mom's, like, weird camera I found in her bedroom.
It's milk, dude. Quit it. It's milk encrusted. What is it called? Dash cam? Why is there milk on her dash cam? Or what is this?
Dude, this is her webcam.
Webcam.
She's probably going into her bedroom now being like, where's my camera?
She's all, my dildo's here. Donde está mi dash cam?
Donde está mi dash cam? Dude.
Oh.
This camera looks really bad compared to usually.
Sorry, Mom. No, I think it looks great. Makes it look
old. Vintage.
Dude, I'm looking kind of rough. I need to fucking buzz everything. I'm not looking.
I'm telling you, you gotta get one of those things that you just go like this and it has a shaver on it.
Can you though, Jamie? Can you teach me? Because I don't think
once we move to the storage shed, it'll be or the storage. What do you call those things? Storage facilities.
Storage facilities.
It's a
and
good
guess what?
one.
It's not even fucking humidified. So we're gonna be sweating. I'm gonna have so much tit sweat. So much tit sweat.
I got it hooked up.
I mean, usually I'm cold, but in a fucking enclosed cage, tit sweat.
No, the reason I picked this one, it's one of the U-Haul ones, one of those tall ones. And the
elevated ceilings?
Yeah, the reason I picked this one is because it has power. So, yes, we're going to be...
What the fuck is that? She's going to be late para la chatterbait? I don't know what that is.
I don't know, but it has bait in it. So
no.
Are
you talking about Grindr? Is she on Grindr? What would be the lesbian version of Grindr?
I don't know.
Can we get a poll going, Jamie? I'm just like...
Dude, I don't like thinking about Grindr. That's... Yeah, I'm gonna hold my tongue. I know he said some bad stuff.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Hinge. That was good lyric one today. Hinge.
Dude, if that doesn't exist, we should create it.
We're gonna copyright Hinge.
All we need is a database. We'd be rich.
Lyric, do you have the facilities to make that?
All we need is a couple
a lesbian. Dude, that's like...
Oh, it exists already? Like there's actually something called Hinge that's for that? Oh my god, I was like, we're about to be fucking rich. Oh, it's real.
How about the suction?
Scissor Central? I don't know.
Thank you, good night.
And this is our last show. So.
Shit.
Dude, so much good stuff about this movie.
I always say, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch this. I love showing people. So my friend, when I left yesterday, I was here yesterday, right?
Yep.
Dude, I don't fucking remember anything anymore. She messaged me, is like, what are you doing? I was like, I gotta go home and watch a movie. I mean, I've seen this fucking movie hundreds of times, but I always got to watch them to catch up and, revisit
There's always... I'm going to cut you off real quick.
It's all right. I always cut you off.
I feel the same way. Like, it's like when we talk about these movies, every movie we pick is a movie we love.
But we rewatch it every single time. Every single time.
And now rewatching it, thinking like, oh my God, I got to talk about this. Like, I'm nitpicking it, even though I've watched it 100 times. So it's yeah.
So she gets there, and I'm like, I have to watch this movie. Have you seen it? And she's like, what is it? In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah, I've seen it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I put it on. We're watching it. Gets super fucked up. And she's like, I haven't seen this. And I'm like, so I'm drawing at the same time. I'm working on my appointments, taking notes, watching the movie, and she's just blabbing away. And I'm like, she's like, I'll just be like, I turned to the side, and she's like, holy shit. What the fuck what was that? And it's great. It is so great seeing people's reactions that have never seen this movie or heard of it.
Do you think this movie is crazy like that? Because like watching a bunch of horror movies, this movie isn't that crazy to me.
To her, it was. She doesn't
That's
watch.
what I wondered, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, you haven't seen Dick. Like, this ain't nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you should come over next time. We'll watch The Sadness. I'm like, have you ever seen a girl get fucked in the eye? And she's like, what? And I'm like, nothing.
I didn't
You
say
want something to drink? Yeah, I think it's always awesome introducing people to stuff they've never fucking heard of.
Do you know what's really weird to me is the first guy, the Sutter Kane, oh, excuse me, the Sutter Kane's agent that comes in and have the hiccups all of a sudden from the rosé. When he comes in and busts the axe through the wall or through the glass. Do you know what's really weird to me always is that guy and his voice?
Yes, I always wait for it.
Do you read Sutter Kane? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why do you sound like that?
Oh, and that scene when he's crossing the street with an axe.
Yeah.
Those people weren't like, oh my God, he's going to kill. They were like bystanders, just like watching them film everything.
Oh, that's weird.
And it made it look cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's in the background and you're like, oh shit, what's going on? Like people are like freaking out.
That's cool.
But yeah, they were just like gawking. Oh, they're filming a movie here. So
Yeah. Yeah, I always just thought that was so weird whenever he like says.
yes, I hate Doug Carlos. It is a psychological horror
says,
movie.
do you read Sutter Kane?
Do you read Sutter Kane? You do it
Like,
better
his
than me. I
voice
can't do
is
my
so
my
weird.
voice is too dry. Do it again.
Do you read Sutter Kane?
That was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
man.
we didn't even mention that dude winds up being his fucking
His agent.
His agent.
Yeah.
That's Sutter Kane's agent.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. That's what happened to him after he read it. So he was trying to kill him so he wouldn't go get the book and release it to the world. He was trying to stop him.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's the story in a nutshell.
Yeah. Such a good movie.
It's a great movie. That's up there. I consider that up there with From Beyond and Dagon,
Yeah.
Reanimator.
Oh, you mean in the Lovecraft
Yeah,
stuff?
and the Lovecraft. Yeah, that shit is great, man.
Dude, I wish I could figure out what that movie was called. I think it's called Something Alley. I think it said it was called Something Alley. But man, the clips looked really good, and I was like, how have I never heard of this? I do know it said it came out in 2019. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jamie, I think it is him. He's supposed to write this shit and release it into the world. What?
I don't know. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I said it has you.
Oh.
He wants you to write it down. You didn't
Oh,
see
like
anything.
I didn't
It
actually
doesn't
see
exist.
that.
You're supposed to
Oh,
write
shit.
it.
Dude, I was actually thinking that the other day whenever I read one of the... So I started... Those books that you gave to Emily, I actually started reading some of those.
Actually, I'm
before
gonna
bed.
look those up again. I think I'm gonna buy them for
And I'm
myself.
like, dang, man. Because I was like, okay, here's a 10-page one. Here's a 5-page one. I mean, granted, the type is so small that it's like probably 1.5 of what it actually is. But I was like, okay, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this. And it's crazy because that is his entire collection. It's everything
Everything
ever wrote.
he ever wrote. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy reading that stuff and being like, man, you could go on forever with this stuff. Like, and it was so early on, and it was so like the stuff you could do with that now with CGI and the ability of practical effects now is just insane.
Lyric, I think when you graduate and you finally get to do your little thesis film, you should do a
Lovecraftian.
little 4-page Lovecraftian fucking story.
Oh man, so good.
You know, when she does that, we're gonna have to go down there, right?
I'm gonna be in it.
We're gonna have to go down there and help her.
I'm gonna be in it. I'm gonna be the main star. Look at me.
We're gonna do the makeup. You're gonna show me how
Look
to
at
do
those
it.
eyes. They're built for camera.
Have you ever been skull fucked, Doug?
Yeah, that's what my eyes
Oh
look like.
shit! I don't know what that means, but Lyric said bet.
It's a young man thing. It's a young person thing.
Bet.
So, man, we've been sitting here talking for nearly 3 hours.
I know. I fucking love it. I love talking about this shit, man.
Oh, also, Hob, which this is in, it's like I think it's the first thing in the trivia of IMDb. Hob is the word for the devil. So it's like you know, Hobbs End, the Devil's End, which is kind of cool. Like where you go. So that's a real town. And like all those, like they had to like clear the streets to do those first few shots when they roll into town, and that's a real bridge in that town. And
it looks like the same fucking bridge they used in Beetlejuice.
Dude, I wish I could remember what the name of the town is right now. Oh my God.
Oh God. Don't ever, I hate Doug Carlos. Don't you ever bring that band name up again.
I don't even know what that is.
That is the worst fucking band.
Yeah.
It's San Antonio Metal, dude. Come on.
I said the name of it earlier. Now I can't.
Yeah, it's something.
Unionville?
Yeah. It was something weird. I was like, that's a weird name.
But yeah, up an hour outside Toronto. But yeah, it's crazy. And then listening to Greg Nicotero, it was like they were building stuff in LA and then flying it up to Toronto, you know, because his studios are all
Dude,
in
imagine
LA.
having the money to do that shit, dude.
It's got to be so crazy. I mean, they did it all for, you know.
How much was the budget?
The budget was.
Yeah, that's what it was in. That's what it reminded me of.
Bridges of Madison County.
And I'm all read the Bridges of Madison County.
But yeah, that's a real.
Clint Eastwood.
I guess that's like a real famous bridge where people
banging Merrill Street. Bridges of Madison County. It's a horror movie.
See, I can't remember anything now because the wine always puts me over the edge.
What wine? We drink wine?
Yeah. Drink several drinks and some wine. Rosé all day.
Look at my eyes. Why do I look like that?
It's the camera. This bad camera adds 30 years.
Oh, no wonder, dude. There's a little bit of milk crust on the.
Dude. I'm actually like, whenever I was like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? We don't have a camera, and your mom was like, there's one on my bedside table. I was like, what?
And you're all like, this one next to the big giant fucking jar of Vaseline?
What?
And
literally,
you said you moved it and it was all coated with Vaseline and hair?
Literally what was weird is like that we were about to have to cancel the show and your mom's like has the camera in her bedroom. Dude, your mom's wilding.
She asked me to order her
Lucia.
Dude, why would my mom ask me to order a pallet of D batteries? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, is she making something?
Dude.
Talk to me, dog. I'm being serious. Like, what the fuck?
A robot movie? I don't know.
It's fucking weird. Like, I don't even know what you use D batteries for.
Dude, earlier, speaking of pallets of D batteries, earlier, I Hate Doug Carlos said something about the Armory, which I'm just not going to talk about the Armory. If anybody wants to look up the Armory, they can, but I've done a bunch of jobs there before. And one is, they were doing some film shoots while I was there, and there was literally, like, a stack of, like, batteries like this big. Like,
how much does that weigh? Like 15, 20 pounds, 25 pounds?
I don't know.
I would say like probably like 25, 30 pounds. Wait, what size?
Craziest, all different sizes. They had unlimited amount of batteries, and they also had a 55-gallon drum of lube with one of these pump bottles on it.
What is the Armory's at club?
No, it's not a club.
No, I remember now.
It's a filming location. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It kind of bothers me.
Dude, you can never have enough lube, though.
I'll show you pictures one day.
No, you will fucking not. At all. I don't want to see shit. I don't want to see anything.
Oof.
And one drain. That was good.
Oh.
That was real good.
Okay. Well, I mean, what would you give these movies? You like them both?
Fuck yeah. I give fucking In the Mouth of Madness, I give it a 10.
10 out of 10?
Fuck yeah, on IMDb. Like, that's why it's up there. Like, I voted it. It's a 10. It's great, dude. It's a great fucking story. Good special effects. That's why it's way up there. I'm sorry. That's why it's way up there. That's why it has over a 7. Any movie that you see in IMDb, anything over a 7 is considered great. Because they are They're fucking sticklers, man.
Dude, I feel like anything over like 6, especially in a horror movie, like most horror movies on IMDb are hovering around the 5%. I mean, about the 5-star. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'll be like, God, I love that movie. I'll look and I'll be like, 5.1 stars.
See, I Hate Doug Carlos, 7.2, 7.8. That's considered a 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
So a 10 is way up there.
I mean, I didn't look up. Jamie, can you look to see what the Rotten Tomatoes audience score is on In the Mouth of Madness? Because I mean, I feel like
fuck Rotten Tomatoes, dude. Those fucking fans, when the new Power of the Rings came out, they get together, dude. They have sites. They get together. Thousands of people get together and they go on Rotten Tomatoes and they blast it with 1-star reviews to bring down the, because they didn't like it because they're Lord of the Rings fan and they don't think that's not bad.
Yeah, see,
not enough nudity. Yeah, I Hate Doug Carlos said horror is a hard genre, either too cheesy, too long, or not enough nudity.
Or they're wearing granny panties.
Yeah, once you got that granny, I would give Event Horizon probably like a 7.
But if she wasn't wearing the granny panties, an 8.
Straight 8.5.
Lost a 1.5 for the granny panties. Yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, do a
Let's
poll.
do another poll.
Let's see.
Jamie, if you want to make polls all day long.
You don't have to
I don't
ask
know if
us.
anybody will vote in them, but I think polls are cool. I mean, some people are too cheap to have a computer, and so they're watching on a tiny ass phone.
While they're watching my mom put on her guayabera and granny panties. That's what my mom wears to bed. What?
I don't want to know what your mom wears to bed.
You know what a guayabera?
Of course, I'm going to have to go back in there to give her camera back.
You better put the same amount of Vaseline that was on it. Because she'll fucking know, dude.
She told me to go in there and get it.
She's going to know, dude, if there's not the same amount of Vaseline.
I think she wanted me to know there was a camera next to her bed. Oof. Oh, what's the poll? Okay, so how do you vote? Like, I can see the poll on my chat, but I don't think I can actually do anything with that. I don't know. There's a little arrow down.
Right there.
Yeah. But nothing's happening. Oh, yeah, there we go. I think I like In the Mouth of Madness better. How about you? Yep. 100%.
You know what? Granny panties in that fucking little chair, man. Made him look like a little T-Rex.
That little chair was so dumb. Dude, there's a lot of stuff, though. We counted like 9 things that are like similar between these two movies. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Oh, 2.
That's two In the Mouth of Madness and Event Horizon. I don't know. Man, do you think I'm trying to figure out what we should call our new studio. The Shed?
57.
The Shed? I don't know what 57 means. I need to know if 57 actually means something.
I'm done. If you don't like it, we're just going to move on.
The only thing I know it has to do with 57 is that like orangey sauce from Heinz that's all tangy. Stabbing Cabin.
We can't do Stabbing Cabin. Because when I was single and I had a badass shop, or a badass apartment, studio apartment, no, right next to the shop, my friend came over and he was like, man, you got yourself a Stabbing Cabin. And I was like, that's genius. He was like, you know what I mean? Stabbing Cabin. So we can't use Stabbing Cabin. Or we could.
Mouth of Madness, 3-0.
3-0.
I agree.
Totally agree.
So, should we bail out on this one? Cool. Yeah, it's been we're just at about 3 hours here. So, I think that's probably it. What
next
are we
week?
watching next week?
Next week,
Future Crimes.
Future Crimes. David Cronenberg. It's a David Cronenberg double feature. Future Crimes and Videodrome.
Dude.
Crimes of the Future.
Jesus Christ.
I always say that shit wrong. It's because we haven't seen it. That's why.
Crimes of the Future is Vito Mortensen.
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 Mortensen? Who's that dude again choking himself?
What's he in? He's in some other movies, but yeah, I think he's a big actor.
He's
sure.
like his best movie that he ever
History of Violence
fucking made. That was also directed by David Cronenberg. Hidalgo. You haven't fucking seen it, dude.
Yeah, it's about the stupid horse. I just tell you I haven't seen it because I don't want to talk about it.
You've seen it?
Yes, it's about a dumb horse coming from America and winning a race across the desert.
Panama Red, have you seen Hidalgo?
Better yet, have you seen A History of Violence?
That movie sucks so much ass, dude.
Isn't that John Carpenter too?
No, it's
Jamie, will you look up History of Violence and see who directed that, please?
David Cronenberg directed it.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Boom.
Two of the best devils ever portrayed. One of them is Viggo Mortensen in The Prophecy.
Yeah.
Panama Red. When he says, I will lay you out and fill your mouth with your mom's feces, he fucking got my heart right there. Like, I was like, you have my heart, Lucifer.
What about, you really don't like History of Violence?
No, that movie sucked ass. Isn't that the one where he gets on the horse and he rides around the Sahara Desert?
No, that's Hidalgo.
Hidalgo's the one about the guy that goes into town and they try to shoot him and he kills him in the bar, right?
You got those two mixed up.
Oh, fuck.
Eastern Promise.
Yeah, Eastern Promise is fucking badass. That dude went full on into that role.
Dude, he's a great actor. Like, thinking about all these movies, he's a really good actor.
He is so fucking underrated.
Yeah. Okay.
So underrated.
Well, I'm leaving. I got to get this camera back in your mom's bedroom.
Good luck sneaking in there, dude.
I might just leave it on the counter.
His range is insane. He took Hidalgo home and he put that bitch on his range, and it's huge, like thousands of acres.
The actual horse. He bought the horse after the movie was
No,
over.
he told him, I'm taking it home. Because they bonded so
Oh,
long.
he didn't buy it. He just took it.
Yeah, he was like, I'm taking this.
What a good dude. He just seems like a good dude.
That's a big reason why I like Hidalgo. Because he fucking took the horse and was like, I'm going to take this motherfucker home and put him on my range. Is that what you mean by range? Because that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So next Wednesday, history of future crimes and...
Future of the Lord of the Crimes of Promises.
And Videodrone.
Oh, yeah, Videodrone. That's going to be good.
I fucking love Videodrome.
You have that? You have the Criterion?
I have Criterion Collection. When you take the movie out of the box, it looks like a VHS tape that you put.
Does it really?
That they put in the...
I don't know, because I throw all my cases away and then I just stick my DVDs into this little holder.
Yeah, now look at you.
So... Okay, so...
All right, until next week, tune in and talk shit. Thanks for joining us. Lyric, I love you. Thanks for the Rosé Day. Panama Red. I hate Doug Carlos. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
See you next week.
Okay, bye.
Later.